Yes, guys, and welcome to the live Matty Hayes watch along. Man City v Tottenham. I know you don't need to rub your eyes. Yes, I am your host today, the Irish Hotspur, and it's only until half time till Matty Hayes gets back from work. So quickly, we're going to run through a few formalities, and then we're going to get straight into the talking points, which is the lineup. So first of all, lads, Matty is in work. If you want to see Matty here all the time and help him go full time, make sure you get in your super chats, and they're guaranteed to be read out. Your comments will be guaranteed to read out. And also, most importantly, the memberships. Make sure you hit that join button and get on them memberships. And basically, I think we're doing the live call-in show for the fans after the game as well. So if you get onto that membership now, you can come on after the game and have your say. The reason why we're doing it after the game today, like I said, is because Matty's in work, and let's be honest, Matty's more professional and more technical than me. But look, I'm hoping to make it fun for the first half an hour. And today I want to welcome guests Lily White Lane and Arian. How are you keeping, lads?
Yeah, all good, not too bad. Really looking forward to this one. And as I said, it's a pleasure to come on here, guys. Keep supporting Matty's channel. As I say, David said it perfectly there. You'll be able to see him full-time on the channel. And, I mean, that's all we want. Matt Hayes making more content, one of the best Tottenham Hotspur channels on YouTube. But, as I say, it's a pleasure to be on here with you and Ariane. So, as I say, looking forward to the game.
And you, Ariane, how are you keeping, brother?
I'm doing great. Really looking forward to this game. I think the fact that we're kind of City's bogey team might come in to help us and hopefully make this day a lot better. And these are dark times for Tottenham, so you better come out of this route quickly. So, yeah, I'm very excited to be on. Thank you for having me once again. And, yeah, exactly what Lily White and David says, just if you guys want to keep seeing Matt full-time instead of having to wait halftime or at the end of the game to see him back, just support him, get some memberships in, get the super chats in so we can see more Matty Hayes content.
100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. And we're just going to welcome a few people in the building here. We have Dtrex Kane. We also have Paul Showbridge. We have Killian Kenny. We have Nathan Black. We have Simon Cohen. We have Oscar Bell. We have 92 Flamethrower Oliver. We have Paul Markey, channel member here. Surprised that Sanchez starts, but delighted to see Tanganga starting. Yeah, 100%. And that brings me on to the lineup. So, lads, look, the Tottenham lineup, it is as is. Lloris is in goals. Tanganga's playing right back with a centre-back partnership of Sanchez and Dyer. At left-back, we have Ben Davies. The two in midfield, we have Højbjerg and Ndombele. And then the three in front of Kane is Lamela, Lucas and Son. And then, obviously, you have Kane up top. Lads, what do you make of that lineup? Tanganga starting right back, a partnership of Sanchez and Dyer. What do you think of it? And the formation, for me, I think it's a 4-2-3-1. What do you think, Lily White Lane?
Look, I think it's a very different lineup. I didn't predict this lineup, honestly. And by the looks of it, I think by looking at that lineup, I think we are going to go expansive in this game. I think we are going to attack. And that could it could work in our favour or it could bite us in the arse. So I don't have a clue which way this game is going to go. Obviously, we are City's bogey team. We tend to get 2 goals against them, whether it's a 2 or a 2-0 win. We always get goals against Manchester City. So it all depends on the way we actually go out there. But honestly, I think when it comes to the lineup, Hugo in goal, that one's kind of obvious. Ben Davies is our only real option, unless you want to play Dennis Serkin. Then for me, Davies, he can't press high like Reguilon, but he can sit back and do a decent job defensively. Not as good as Reguilon for me, but a decent job defensively. As for our 2 centre-halves, Sanchez, for me, it's a tough one, but he did score 2 goals in midweek. And to give him the benefit of the doubt, he wasn't our worst player on the pitch. So I think to have him in there is a good sign. It is a good sign. But next to him, Eric Dyer. And that tends to frustrate me because against Manchester City, we need someone to command that box. We need someone to defend well. And I don't think Dyer's the answer. I don't think Dyer can command. I think Manchester City tend to prey and attack on individual errors. We saw it against Liverpool. They will absolutely batter you if you make errors. And I think Dyer is the king of those. So I am a little worried about that. As of right back, Tanganga, that is absolutely fantastic. He's a player I've been calling for him to start. Brilliant sim in the starting 11 and looking forward to that one. As of midfield, I've got the Viking himself. For you guys who don't know, Højbjerg himself, if I can put this bloody thing on.
This hat's brilliant.
Højbjerg himself, the Viking, the General, the man himself, Højbjerg, in the starting lineup. I'll have to back up so you can see the horns there. Højbjerg in the starting lineup, absolutely brilliant. Really looking forward to that as well. And Domblé as well. I think he's looked a little lazy recently, but it's brilliant to see him back in the lineup. And apart from that, up top, it's kind of what you expect to see. Lamela for me is an obvious one. He's played well recently. I would have personally chosen Stevie instead of Moore to track back and go defensively. I'm struggling to take myself seriously wearing this, so I'm going to take it off in a second. But up top as well, Sonny and Kane, obvious too. And just looking forward to the game now.
100%. Now there you have it, lads. That's from your channel favourite here, Lily White Lane. Everyone loves him. And look, quickly, I just want to go on to this comment from Officer Doofy. Make sure you tell us how Harry's hair is. 100%. Look, it's the only watch along where I can definitely tell you before again whether Harry Kane is going to be good, whether he's going to score or not, judging by how good his hair looks. And it's been 100% right so far. We're going to get on to Aryan here, a lad making his debut on this channel. Aryan, what do you think of the lineup? And do you think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 formation?
I think the formation is actually going to be I can't see it in any other formation, honestly, with the way Lamela and Lucas like to rotate around from the center to the right wing. I think that's going to only work best in a 4-2-3-1. Lloris in goal is pretty obvious. Also, he tends to have a good game against City normally, Lloris. Tanganga right back, like Lily White Lane said, brilliant stuff, I think. I mean, if Aurier isn't fit, anyone's better than Doherty, honestly. So even just looking from that standpoint, I'm happy he's there. Sanchez obviously scoring 2 goals in midweek, and he didn't play that poorly, I don't think. So definitely I can see him in the lineup. And Eric Dyer coming back. I think in pregame we talked about this, David. I said it doesn't even matter which 2 center backs are behind; they're all equally bad. Yeah. So if they're all not good, I don't care. Like Rodin has his mistakes, and then Dyer does, Toby does, Sanchez does. Whoever's at the back, we're all going to be equally leaky. So at this point, I don't even care. At least Dyer can sometimes get a header. I mean, he's the best aerial. He just has the best mistakes out of everybody as well, which is frustrating, but that's what it is. Ben Davies is the only option at the back. Unfortunately, Sergio Reguilon is still injured. I'm not going to go too much into Ben Davies. Obviously, I am everybody's least favorite Davies apologist, but I'm not going to go into him too much. Højbjerg, like Lily White Lane said, absolutely brilliant to see him. He's going to obviously be the general that everybody loves to watch. Just amazing stuff. Such a good signing he's been. And Domblé playing that number 8 role this time. Something he tends to do for Lyon when he used to play there, and he always had a good game against City, whether it's for Lyon or Spurs, so I'm excited to see him. And Lamela and Lucas that like to switch from the right wing to the center of attacking midfield. I love to see them rotate like that, so that's going to be great. And Son and Kane up top is pretty conventional. They're hopefully going to have a good game today.
Yeah, 100%. Look, for me, I've actually been calling for Tanganga. Not a right back, though. I actually wanted Tanganga to go in beside Toby at centre back. But look, I'm happy the kid has been given a chance. It's a chance from step up. Jose Mourinho threw him in against Liverpool for his debut, and he absolutely shone that day. So that proves to me that he can get up for the big games. So to be honest with you, I'm actually expecting a very good performance from Tanganga. It's a surprise that he's in there. Jose has sprung a surprise on us. But you know what? Maybe Jose is trying to start thinking long term now, and that hopefully Tanganga can come in and prove that he's the answer. At centre back, Sanchez and Dyer. Moon boots is what I call Eric Dyer, because honestly, the guy cannot kick a football. He cannot kick a football. Sanchez, look, I know he scored 2 goals, but for me, it did actually gloss over how poor he was. At one stage there, he nearly gave the ball straight to Richarlison. I actually think he was poor, but he was a threat from set pieces. Now, against City, this could work today, because if we do get set pieces, you know what I mean, you can get them in on Sanchez's head and see what you can do for them. Defensively, I worry. Moving on to Ben Davies at left back. Look, he's a guy. I've made no secret about this. I don't like him. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he should be here. Sorry, Ariane. I know you've been a huge fan. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but honestly, the guy gets spun week in, week out. It's like he lives on a roundabout the way he turns. He's so slow. And for me, people say he's 7 out of 10, but he's not. Like the last few weeks, anytime the guy's played more or less this season, in my opinion, he's been poor. I've been saying it since even the Europa League games. Moving into Højbjerg and Ndombele. Højbjerg, look, hopefully he can pick himself up after that Everton game. Let's be honest, he did make 2 mistakes, and we can't hide from the fact that he did. If we're going to criticise the likes of Harry Winks and stuff like that, we have to call out Højbjerg as well. But what I will say on Højbjerg is that sometimes, you're going to have a bad game and you need your teammates to bail you out. Because let's be honest, he bails out his teammates most weeks. And it just didn't happen against Everton. So it does kind of show us that, when he's not on form, we don't really have anybody to bail us out. But I'm expecting a reaction from the guy today, just purely from the way he is. He'd be absolutely raging after that game. I'd say he went home and pulled doors off his house and everything. He'd be absolutely raging after the mistakes and stuff. So for me, I think he'll come out today, and I think he's going to have a great game. Endon Baller. Look, he destroyed City last time we played them to 2-0 back in November. Let's not forget that. We do have previous form of beating City, so that kind of makes me a bit confident going into today's game. Endon Baller, though, look, for me, I do question his off-the-ball work, but we need him in there today in terms of when he can get on the ball with one pass, he can split a defence. One magic moment, do you know what I mean? And he's so hard to take off the ball when he's on it. So he's going to be important. Then you have Lamela as the centre attacking midfield. We were speaking about this before the show started. That look, we do miss a Christian Eriksen type of player, someone that can play little balls over the top. It's not always in front of the defence, left or right. You can play little balls over. You have little ideas, 1-2s. And for me, Lamela over the last few games has shown that. I actually think when he was brought off against Everton, all we started doing then is just hitting hopeful balls into the box. There was no creativity after that. So for me, again, another player that can cause this City backline problems. Lucas Moura. Look, I've been a big critic of Lucas Moura this season, but rightly so, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Rightly so. He's deserved it. But the last few games, he's done well. He's caused problems. He's running at defences. He's direct. And today against City, when you're going to not have too much possession of the ball and you need someone to run out with that ball, he's your guy. And then, of course, you have Sonny, who absolutely loves goals against City. He loves goals against Man City. This guy turns up for City all the time, and I'm hoping it's the exact same today. For me, and then you have Harry Kane, the god, the king of the lane, the number 10, the best striker in the world. You know what I mean? He can do it all. He can score goals. He can score with his head. He can drop deep, create play. He can skim players. He can score from outside the box. He can score from different angles. This guy does it all. For me today, if we can get him on the ball and get Son and Lucas in behind with their pace, we can absolutely rattle City today. But just to run through the sub-bench for Spurs fans as well. We have Joe Hart on the bench. Obviously, he's never going to come on unless Lloris gets an injury or something. You have Toby Alderweireld, Doherty, Winks, Sissoko, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, Bergwijn, and Vinicius. Now, what I will say in the case of Toby Alderweireld, you know what I mean, and that the fact that he played the full game against Everton, so he does need to be rested. So he does. And then you're moving on to the Manchester City. Oh, are we all there?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there, lads. And then you move on to sorry?
Your video is vertical right now, not horizontal.
Right, Aaron, you just keep going there for a minute. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, we're back.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I don't know what went on there. A few technical issues. But look, we're going to get back onto the City team. For me, oh, sorry, I'll go back over the bench. I don't know if people heard what I was saying about the bench. Obviously, you have Joe Hart, Toby Alderweireld, Matt Doherty, Harry Winks, Moussa Sissoko, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, Bergwijn, Vinicius. In the terms of Toby Alderweireld, it is because he played the full game against Everton. The guy does need a rest. Lads, we're going to move on to the City team, though. There's a big talking point. Diaz is out. John Stones is in. I'll run through the City lineup, and then I'll get on to you and see what you make of it. So Ederson in goal. You have Cancelo at right back, Stones at centre back, Laporte at centre back, Zinchenko left back. Then you have a centred midfield partnership of Rodrigo and Gundogan. Then you have the trio: Bernardo Silva, Raheem Sterling, Phil Foden, and then Gabriel Jesus up top. For me, it looks like another 4-2-3-1. But Lily White Lane, what do you make? Ariane, what do you make of Diaz being dropped?
The fact that Laporte's coming in for him as well is great for me because we all know Laporte gets PTSD every time he sees Son. Like after that game against in the Champions League 4-3, the mistakes he kept making, Son capitalized on. I'm very excited to see Son versus Laporte once again. John Stones on the other hand has been quite good, but I think Laporte he hasn't played too many games for City anymore. Plus, he does love having a bad game against us. So him at the back is a little bit of hope you can always have. Zinchenko is at left back, I believe you said. He got a red card against us last time out. 2 games ago in the 2-0 win, Bergwijn's debut last season. So that's also good as well. And I think and their attack has just been brilliant, so I can't really have a go at any of them. But they have been quite good this season. So that's just going to come down to how clinical they are. Sometimes they do tend to miss some pretty easy shots against the Segundo ones. Wide open net sky last season was probably a good example, and the penalty miss as well. So I think the fact that a lot of those players don't tend to perform against us is a little bit of hope we can have. But at the end of the day, City are, 15 games unbeaten or something ridiculous?
20. So, they're on a 22-game unbeaten one. They actually haven't lost since we bet them 2-0 in November.
Wow, unreal. Well, we started that streak for them, so we better end it now. That's the only thing I can say.
Lily White Lane, do you think we can absolutely stink out the empty hat and take 3 points away from this? Because I'm confident, but I know you are. So let you have your say on this.
Without a doubt. Honestly, we've got the team to do it, and we always know whenever we play City, no matter what our form is. First, when Jose Mourinho came in, we weren't doing the greatest when we played City. City were flying. We absolutely battered them. Bergwijn's goal. At the beginning of the season, we destroyed them. And we're going to do it again today. And I cannot wait to see everyone who's going, Jose out, Jose out, Jose out. What are they going to say after we absolutely smash City tonight? They're going to say, I'll tell you what, Jose in. Because tonight's performance is going to be something you remember. This is going to be a moment like Peter Crouch, right? Everyone remembers that goal from Peter Crouch. We create magical moments against Manchester City. And do you know what? We're going to create another one tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I just want to get on to Ricky Starr's comment here. Can we take a minute to just laugh at Liverpool and how their season has collapsed? Ricky Starr, of course, channel member. And if you are jealous of Ricky Starr, make sure you click that join button and make sure you become a channel member and we do fan shows before every game. Today is a bit different. We're doing it after the game because Matty is in work. And that brings me on to a couple of people are asking where Matty is. Matty is in work. Matty has to go out and earn some dollars. But like I said, if you want to help Matty become full-time, make sure you get your super chats in and help the guy because he fully deserves it. And as well, the comments are absolutely flying in. So when you do get your super chat in, it just guarantees that your comment is going to be read out. But most importantly, make sure you do join and become a member. Arian, I do actually want to talk a little bit about the Liverpool loss today. Look, they lost 3-1 to Leicester earlier on today. They were absolutely, they had a lot of the ball. They couldn't create anything and they got bet. But does that make our result against Liverpool seem worse now?
I don't think it does because the way our result against Liverpool was Liverpool weren't a great team this season really past that. What was that game that they collapsed? Doesn't really matter, but Liverpool haven't been that great this season, especially on form, and that and the fact that we lost against it doesn't really make our loss any moment worse because we were in just as poor form as they were, and our loss was mostly down to our own mistakes. It wasn't like they battered us. We're creating chances, peppering our goal. We were just making dumb mistakes. Roden made that mistake. There was Dyer's mistake, obviously. So it's not anything you can say, oh, wow, how come Liverpool completely destroyed us that one game when they didn't? They really just it was just kind of us playing as us. Like all of our chances we couldn't finish, and all of their goals we created for them. So I think that's just tells more about our defense than it does about their performance against us.
Yeah, and Lily White Lane, do you want to come in on that?
Look, it was generally individual mistakes, and people have been saying before we don't score enough goals. I mean, midweek against Everton, we scored 4 goals, and it still wasn't enough. And it goes to show that game against. And for me, Leicester City are such a good side this season. They've came out with a purpose, and that's to win the league. It's not even to get top 4. They want to win the league, and they're going for it. And under Brendan Rodgers and this team, if we beat City tonight, every single Leicester fan, I can tell you this much, is hoping for a Tottenham Hotspur win tonight, because that'll. And then if Leicester City win their next game then, which I think is midweek or next weekend, that'll make them 1 point behind Manchester City. So it's a massive game for us, and it's an even bigger game for Leicester City. But if we win this game, not everything is forgotten about over the past few weeks. But if we win this game, it's absolutely massive for the confidence, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways, get back to good form. But if we lose this game, then I really don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, I'm going to come out here and say it right now, as much as I don't want it to happen. If we lose this game convincingly by 3 or 4 goals, I think Jose Mourinho won't be manager by the end of the season. And I absolutely hate the fact that could happen. But as you say, our game against Liverpool, they needed a win. They needed a win. They were hungry. They came out and they got it. And then they beat West Ham. And then that hunger kind of went because they won 2 games in a row. And that's why they've just collapsed against Brighton. They collapsed against Leicester. And I just think that Leicester game as well, partially, you can't really put it down to VAR. And they're a bit like us, Liverpool, in the way that they actually win trophies, but they make a lot of individual mistakes that cost them games. Like earlier today, Alisson and Kabak having that massive crash together. And then that cost them a goal. A silly free kick where no one was marking anyone cost them a goal. You know, they make a lot of individual mistakes like we do. So when it comes to us versus Liverpool, I think they were the better on the night. And there's not much you can say about that one. I honestly think we were unlucky in that one, just like the first one. But the Chelsea result, the Brighton result, all of these bad results, you can't say those were unlucky. Those were poor, just poor. So I'm really, really hoping for a win today. I'd even take a draw and then win some of our future games. But I really don't know heading into this one. I'm getting more nervous by the minute. You know, kickoff's 10 minutes away.
No, look.
I'm almost looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to it. It's that feeling you get when you go to the stadium. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Old Lane or the new stadium. I haven't been to the new stadium, but when I
was only up there when it was being built.
You kind of get that nervous feeling, but that kind of exciting feeling. That's how I feel about tonight's game. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, just on terms of the Liverpool game. Look, for me, Liverpool are a bogey team. We don't usually beat Liverpool. We never usually get good results from Liverpool. So I think it's just that sort of thing continuing. And look, we have the better City over the last little while. Jose has played City twice as Tottenham manager, and he hasn't lost. So for me, Man City are a bogey team. We beat them in everything. It's actually a rule. Man City are not allowed to beat Tottenham Hotspur. It doesn't happen. It just does not happen. We always get the better of them. And for me, look, we're on a bad run. There's no point in going into this game doom and gloom. Let's go into it thinking we can get goals and we're good enough to beat them. At the end of the day, on our day, Tottenham Hotspur, we can beat anybody. We can beat anybody. It's been proven. We can beat the best. Why can't we go out there today and put in a performance? Like, you know what I mean? Jaffet Tanganga, the kid, like he could come in and play an absolute blinder. He could be exactly what we need to get motivation into this team, get a bit of fight into this team and get it going. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I would love to be sitting here after the game, opening up a nice packet of Kyle Walker's crisp and just basically eating them. I really do want to destroy City today. But look, you know what I mean? I'll take a 1-0 win. I'd even take a draw, to be honest. I think getting out of here with a draw would be good. Look, City's unbeaten run has to come to an end sometime. They do keep a lot of clean sheets. Taking Diaz out there and bringing in Stones. John Stones does have a mistake in him, although he's been better this season. He does have a mistake in him. So I don't see why we can't beat them. Ariane, who do you think are City's biggest threats? Who do we have to stop to win this game?
I think Gundogan definitely is a player that has been dangerous this season. He's definitely a player that we have to stop because he's been very clinical, much to the contrast of other seasons where he's like allergic to scoring, but this season has been brilliant. And I think obviously just the attack in general, Bernardo Silva, I think is getting a little bit of his form back, and Raheem Sterling as well stops being just missing up Vanessa, for example, against Leon. But definitely their attack is the main point of stop because obviously Kevin De Bruyne being out could be a huge boost to us. He's not really someone that we have to worry about too much. I think their defense obviously just speaks for itself. I think the fact that Diaz is out could be a huge boost to us, but just the fact that they've kept so many clean sheets this season, regardless of with Diaz or without Diaz, is still dangerous. So we have to make sure to watch out for that as well.
100%. Lily White Lane. Look, we're 5 minutes out from kickoff. How do you see this game going? And do you think we'll win it? And give me a score prediction.
You know what? I do think we'll win it, and I think we'll win this one 2-1 this time. Not 2-0. I'm going to go with 2-1. I predicted a 2-0 on your prediction show, David, which, by the way, I'm absolutely flying in right now. But all I'm saying is I predicted a 2-0 win. Now I'm going to change it. I do think we will concede. I don't think after seeing the lineup, our defence is good enough. But what I'll say is, I think this team needs a confidence boost. If you're Jose Mourinho, you're coming in there and you're saying, guys, it's now or never. It's do or die for me. Yeah. It's do or die for you. And I think if I'm Jose Mourinho, I'm saying, Dyer, you don't perform in this game, I'm never playing you again. I wish he would say that. I highly doubt that he will. But as I say, really, really looking forward to this one. Kick off very, very soon. I am going to have to head off, guys, but I should be joining you at halftime and after the game. But it's been a pleasure coming on before the game, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And hopefully, just hopefully, we can get something out of this. Come on.
And before you drop off there, let everyone know where they can find you and give your channel a plug.
Yeah, so I have got my own channel, Lily White Lane, all kinds of Tottenham content, previews, reviews, the whole shebang. So make sure to check me out over there, and you can check me out on the match review tomorrow evening. So definitely check me out over there. And as I say, thank you all for the support. Keep supporting Matt Hayes' channel, keep supporting David and Ariane. And as I say, just thank you for bringing me on, lads. And yeah, take care. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Thanks very much for coming on. It's everyone's favourite, Lily White Lane. Everyone make sure you get over, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. He's a real fan favourite on this channel, and big up him for coming on and helping me out today. Ariane, we'll get on to you. And everyone else also, throw your score predictions in the comment section and let us know if you think we can beat City, or even if it's a draw. I don't want to see any losses in there. Let's be confident going into this game. But give us your score predictions. Ariane, how do you think the game will go, and what's your score prediction?
I think this game is going to go like every Manchester City versus Tottenham game. We're going to sit back. We're going to wait to hit them on the counter. Hopefully, Son can bag a few goals as well, as he always does against City. So we're just going to kind of sit back, maybe try to build from the back a little bit and hit them quickly. Obviously, Ndombele can work a little bit of magic, send something. Lucas or Son are just one of our pacey players through on goal. I think having a goalkeeper like Ederson, who's very good on the ball, and that's why he's so good for City, the fact that he can just create something from goal because he's just so brilliant on it is great for them. But I don't think his shot stopping is of the highest caliber. So I think when we have clinical players like Kane and Son, we can definitely take advantage of that. So I think that's just going to be how it goes. We're going to sit back, relax, and just hopefully hit them on the counter. And they do like to pepper our goal, but for some reason against us, they're allergic to ever scoring. So yeah, because they had like 20 shots and like against empty nets, penalties last season, and they just couldn't put it in the net. So that could be what saves us again this time. I don't think we're going to see quite a complete defensive performance like we did in November, where it was just, I don't care how much they peppered our goal, we would just stay so solid. It was so nice to watch. But I'm going to go with Lily White Lane on a 2-1 win against City this time as well. I think we're going to go 2-0 ahead and probably concede one in the 70th or 80th minute to just make it a little bit nervy, but we're going to keep it tight and see it out.
Yeah, for me, I went to 2-1 as well on my preview show. By the way, the Irish Hotspur, if you like what you're seeing, get over there and make sure you smash that like and smash that subscribe. But yeah, no, I went 2-1 in my prediction. I think if we can get the first goal, you know what I mean, it really puts us in a good position in this game. I think City might panic, and they might start shooting from every direction, trying to claw this back because of the record. We do have a good record over them and of beating them and stuff like that. So for me, I think first goal in this game is going to be important. I think if they get the first goal, I think we're going to get absolutely whitewashed, to be honest with you. But I think if we get the first goal, there's no reason why we can't win. We'll just take a few comments here. What's the story? Lads, that's a good team, young and fresh, plenty of pace. Ndombele with link man. He better perform and track back. Yeah, look, it is. It's a nice young team. There's going to be plenty of energy, plenty of pace. I agree with you. You know, Sanchez, he has pace. Defensively, a bit questionable. Tanganga, brilliant. Højbjerg, brilliant. Lucas, plenty of pace. Son, Lamela is good. And then Ndombele, yeah, he will be the link man. And we do need a massive performance out of him today. And I hope he realises that. He turned up against City back in November. And hopefully he turns up again today. And also, it was my father's birthday yesterday, so everyone get into the comment section and wish him a happy birthday as well. A big happy birthday to my father. And we're going to get in some of the people's score predictions here as well. We have Marcelo, 3-0, Sonado, hat-trick. Of course, Marcelo's working today, lads. Otherwise, he would be on as well. He's out there earning money as well. And big up Marcelo as well, everybody. What's the story? 3-2. Come on, you Spurs. Will Stewart's gone for 3-2. Love Islanders. Louis Landers, sorry, we got this 3-1. Flamethrower, how can I be confident with the Three Stooges in defence? Nah, look. You know, let's get behind the boys. Look, at the end of the day, all we can do is keep getting behind them and hopefully they win. And then you have Eunice, he's gone 3-1 City. Love the optimism, but I'm also realistic. Yeah, look, I do. Look, when it comes to Spurs, like I'll never give the opposition the win. I'll always back my boys. It's as simple as that. I can be a realist too, but when it comes to score predictions, I just can't do it. And we also have Russ Vernon. Hi, David. As a Leeds fan, I think it would be 2-1 City, I'm afraid. Good luck today, though. Oh, thanks very much. And also, good luck to Leeds tomorrow. I hope you absolutely cane Arsenal. Gunnosaurus, Bobo the Clown, and Kieran Tiny. I hope you absolutely rip them all apart. I'm absolutely sick of them. So please do us a favour by beating them tomorrow. I'd love nothing more. And we have Marcelo. Good to see Ariane there. He's a good lad. Yeah, big up, Ariane. Thanks very much for coming in today as well, by the way. You've been absolutely brilliant so far. And the teams are out on the pitch here, lads. Let us know. Look, let us know, do you think, who's going to score the first goal? Do you think Spurs will start fast and get the first goal, or do you see City getting the first goal? Let us know in the comment section below. Ariane, have you kicked off yet on your stream?
I have not. The players have just taken a kneel right now for Black Lives Matter.
Right.
On mine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because we need to sync up, and everyone else, make sure you sync up with us as well. No, mine hasn't kicked off yet. Pause yours there for 1 second.
Just tell me when it's at 5 seconds. I'm paused at 5 seconds right now.
Yeah. City. I think they're going to press us high. You know, I think they're going to press us high and press us into mistakes. What do you think, Ariane?
I think they're definitely going to press us high. Like I said, they're just going to pepper our goal and probably just not get it in the back of the net until the very late in the game, like they always tend to do against us.
Yeah. And just for the people with the Harry Kane, I haven't got a good glimpse of his hair yet. As soon as I do, I'll let you know whether I think he's going to score today or not. First ball straight down the throat of City.
What's how many? What's? The
time
yeah.
Sorry. 15 seconds in there, Ariane.
I'm at 10 seconds now.
All right, give me 1 second.
All right.
Now, I should be synced up there now.
What are you at?
I'm at 40 seconds.
I'm at 37.
Yeah, we're close enough.
Close enough,
See, you get a penalty and miss. Oh, don't say that. Do not say that. I can't be.
I can't take it. Oh, my God. I was in Los Angeles here. Well, not anymore, obviously, because of COVID. But we have a little place we gather up. It's the Greyhound of the LA Spurs. It's a little bar. Everybody was about 40, 50 Spurs fans without COVID. And we all watched the game together. And I was there for the City game. I was there for a bunch of games last season. And, oh, my God, the energy was amazing after that penalty save. But the nerves were just the tension was incredible when the penalty was being taken. Oh, my God.
And look, just to answer Shane's question, Shane Fleming is Matt joining Dave. He will be at half-time. He's assured me he'll get back as soon as he can to rescue me. We have Will Stewart saying, seriously, 92 Flamethrower saying you're almost a minute behind. Yeah, I know. Sorry, we knew this was going to happen because Matt usually provides the stream and we're all synced up. I have mine on Now TV. It's usually a minute or two behind. But make sure you do sync up with us. Make sure you do sync up with us and get into chat. The Clockwork Orange Foden is versus Ben Davies. NBC interest. Okay. And all yourselves. No, we're Steve, we are interacting with everyone. So look, keep getting your comments in and let us know let us know what you think, how it's going so far. City just had a chance from a corner. First man to the ball, header just over the bar.
Somebody said NBC interrupted it for a no, it's because there's 2 NBC channels right now. You switch to the other NBC one, so the game is being shown where I'm watching it right now.
Oh, good man, Arian. Good man, Arian. Spurs look like they're going to sit back for the first few, keep it tight, which is absolutely perfect, Arian. It's brilliant. It's what we want, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of routine against City for us, isn't it? Just stay back, wait for them to come out a few men forward, and just hit them quickly.
Yeah, 100%. You can see as soon as City have the ball, we're just kind of like falling into a formation.
Yeah,
and we're trying to block it up top with four up the top pressing. But look, City are just passing around with ease at the minute. It's only started. Arian, do you think our defence will be exposed today?
I mean, when does it not get exposed? So it just depends on our clinical City are, but are there going to be chances 110%? There's just definitely going to be chances. The question isn't about how we're going to defend. It's going to be about how clinical City are. So
yeah.
That's going to be something interesting to watch, though. But right now, as much as they've been passing the ball around, we have been keeping them. We haven't just causing a little bit of trouble for them to actually really advance into anything meaningful. So that's good.
Yeah. Oh no. We're getting caught at the back here. City are pressing us high like I fully expected, and Tanganga just hoofs it clear. And Lamella's on the ball. Go on. Oh, unlucky. Trying to play his son in behind. That was unlucky there. Arian, Jesus up front, is he a player that you're kind of you worry about as a striker? Because to me, I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I don't think he's great. He has his days, but he's not consistent enough for City. And there's a lot of rumours going around that City would be the only team being able to afford Kane at the end of the season. And that Harry Kane, basically, it has been muted around that if Spurs don't do well this season, that he probably will look to leave. Do you think that could be the case, that maybe City might come in for him?
I think that's just like everybody kind of thinking, oh, well, if we don't win a trophy, Harry Kane has to leave. I don't think it's like a genuine rumor because of any actual reports or anything. I think the main reason Harry Kane's going to stay, besides him obviously being a Spurs fan and all that, is going to be he's looking at that Jimmy Greaves scoring record and he wants to be at the top of that list. So I think regardless of anything, I think that's going to be the thing that's going to keep him most. Is there a chance that he's going to go away to Manchester City? Of course. I'm not going to be upset at him. Obviously, I don't blame him for giving us some fantastic years as Spurs fans. And obviously, if you're a player of his caliber who deserves to win every trophy that there is, and you're playing for a team like Tottenham that just keeps letting you down, I would not blame him if he went to a team like City to win the Premier League, to win pretty much every trophy they can win, maybe win the Champions League for the first time with them as well. Definitely, it's a move that makes sense. Do I think it's going to happen? I actually don't. I can't see it because, first of all, we're still competing in the Europa League as well. So if we win the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, I think if it's just the Carabao Cup, it's going to be the same. I don't think he's going to stay at Tottenham because we won a Carabao Cup. If we win the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, perhaps he could consider staying. But I don't think he's going to go this season. Anyway, because it's just that Jimmy Greaves scoring record, I think, is what's keeping him here the most anyway. Trying to get number one in the scoring charts for Tottenham.
Yeah. And come here, what camp are you in? Are you in the Josie in camp or the Josie out camp?
Oh, I'm absolutely in the Jose in camp. If you ever check out my Twitter at Ben Davies FC, you will see I am constantly defending him. I remember right after the Everton game, all caps. Ooh.
Go on, Kane.
Come on.
Snuffed out 3 City players around him. Unlucky. Okay. But anyway, go on. What were you saying about the...
I right after the Everton game, 5-4, I pretty much went on a bit of a rant and just went trying to defend everything. About every time after every game, we lose. Regardless of whether or not it actually is what people try to blame Jose. And I always keep saying, okay, well, you want an attack, now you got 5-4 loss. You want a defense, now you got a 1-0 loss. There's nothing you can do with these players. So I'm constantly defending him, constantly getting on the players' backs for him, because honestly, I think he's been doing a great job. There's no other manager you can bring in to fix his defense. So there's no point blaming him. And if you want to sack him, you're going to pay, what is it, however much money, I think like 20, 30 mil. You're not going to have any transfer budget for the summer to back whatever manager you bring in. You're going to bring in, I said last time I was on We Were Tottenham TV, I remember I said if you just sack Jose, you're going to bring in some like manager of just some mid-table manager. You're going to bring in an Eddie Howe.
Yeah, Eddie Howe. He's the only one available.
Yeah, what other managers are there? You're going to bring someone like him. You're going to get him like 2, 7, 8 mil players, and you're going to expect him to work wonders. You're going to get 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever it is, and we're going to complain and sack him too. Like, you're not going to achieve anything by sacking Mourinho because you're just going to waste all the money you already don't have on a worse manager. So it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, 100%. And anyone that wants to sync up to the stream, we are coming into 18 minutes here. So if you want to sync up to the stream, make sure. I am aware that there's a bit of a gap, but like I said, Matty Hayes will be back at halftime, and he will be sharing a stream that we'll all be synced up together and with the time. We have Russ Vernon. It's not Jose that's the problem; it's the players, in my opinion. What do you think? Yeah, 100%. We've seen it. We've seen the mistakes. I don't really want to talk about too much about mistakes while the game is going on, and so far we haven't put a foot wrong. I don't want to be a jinx. But yeah, no, look, it's clear as day. It's as plain as day as the players. Arian, what do you think?
100%. The players just aren't good enough for if we want to win the title, get top 4, whatever we're going to do. These players are just mid-table quality, most of them. And I'm more than self-aware to admit that yes, Ben Davies is one of the players that's in that list. As much as I love him, he's just not good enough for a club that wants to challenge top. Go on, Tongi. Just these players mostly aren't good enough. There's only about 5 or 6 players I can name off the top of my head that I can think, all right, these players are top 4 Premier League quality. But the others can honestly go out the door if we're trying to go for something big like we were in the beginning of the season. You got players like Eric Dyer, Toby Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez. These players just are not good enough. And if you're going to blame a manager like Jose, who's won everything there is to win besides maybe the World Cup, then it just doesn't make sense. Why are you backing players like Eric Dyer over Jose Mourinho? I'll never understand that kind of line of thought.
Yeah, I don't understand it myself. Like, at the end of the day, we've all known what the problem is for years. Like, let's stop scoring around the issue. Let's stop making excuses the whole time. And we have James Watson here, channel member. This is directed to you, Arian. So you like Ben Davies? Speak for Ben Davies. Great defending.
I just saw the mistake, but he actually did win the ball back there. Anyway, so I guess like is one word you could say, but definitely my Twitter account is Ben Davies FC, as I said. So you've got the Ben Davies. I've got a Ben Davies shirt this season, 33 on the back, 2021 home. So yes,
I'd be asking for a refund, Arian.
What?
I'd be asking for a refund on that.
Sometimes I feel like I should, but not yet. After the Stoke game, especially, I think it was all worth it.
No. One goal doesn't justify a player being here. And then we have Wayne Bonner. We've got the manager giving the players. Look, this is something I've actually spoke about. And before we get into that, I want to welcome Alexander Hilton. Big up, Alexander. Welcome. And guys, I just want to remind you that the super chats. Don't be afraid to get your super chats in as well and help the Matty Hayes channel grow. Like at the end of the day, we do like he does pay for all these extra things to be able to make the thumbnails, the videos, everything else like that, so every little does help. But back to Wayne Bonner's point. Look, with Mourinho, it's proven everywhere he's gone. If you give him the players, he wins your trophies. It's that simple. You get what's on the tin with Jose. You invest in the players he wants, he delivers you titles. And that's just the way it goes, isn't it, Arian?
100%. And I think the biggest myth that we've had from the Jose out brigade is he's been backed in the summer, which it just isn't true. Like, they're like, oh, he bought him 7 players. Harry Maguire alone cost more than our entire transfer window last season. So I don't want to hear anything about him being backed because he wasn't. He got Matt Doherty, he got Gareth Bale, he got Joe Hart, and he got Carlos Vinicius. So those players, just none of them are actually good enough for anything we wanted in those positions. Yes, Jerry Roden was a good buy, but he's still young. He's not top 4 quality. Reguilon and Højbjerg are genuinely great transfers. But that's 2 out of 7? And together they cost, what was it, like 30 mil? Not even. So this myth that he's been fully backed and he has to deliver with titles and trophies like 100%, it's completely.
All right, he started. Well done, Davinson Sanchez. Davinson Sanchez doing his defensive duties at the near post. Absolutely brilliant defending.
Are you sure you're only 3 seconds out of me?
Oh, we're on the break here. 4-on-4. Good ball. Go on. Oh, ball into Lucas. Lucas down to Kane. Kane is fouled. Kane is fouled. Yes, free kick on the edge of the box. Great breakaway play by Tottenham. That's exactly what we expected, Arian, isn't it? Sit back, do your defensive work, and try and hit City on the break. It's exactly the way the game is panning out. How do you think we've looked for the first 12, 13 minutes here?
I think we look surprisingly good, honestly. I don't think there's been any big defensive howlers or anything, so that's always nice with Tottenham nowadays. But yeah, I think we've looked fine. I think we're definitely going to give City some trouble. And obviously, Aymeric Laporte, the man, the myth, the legend for Tottenham at times when he's playing for City, fouls Harry Kane here, or we're going to get something out of this. It's going to be exciting. Lamela and Dyer do know how to take a free kick, to be fair to them, so this is going to be interesting.
Who do you want to hit it?
Lamela, I think, because I think he's got a better angle. He's left-footed. I think that's going to help him more than Dyer's right-footed. I
finally got a good look at Harry Kane's hair, and I think he's going to score today. You know, he looks fired up. He looks ready. He looks strong. He looks mean. Do you know what I mean? I think. Oh, off the bar! Off the bar! Oh my God! What a free kick! Oh. Harry Kane. Just as I was talking about his hair, lad. Just as I was talking about his hair. What a strike! A nice. Oh, the free kick is on the right hand side of the City area. Kane right-footed over the wall. And just off the post, inches away from going in. What an effort from Harry Kane. What a free kick that was. Arian, are you shocked that we actually hit the target from a free kick?
Oh, Harry Kane hitting the target. If you told me Harry Kane was taking a free kick, I'm betting money that's going to hit the wall. But nope, we're gonna take it. Was pretty close. So that's definitely encouraging. But yeah, hopefully that's the start to something more against City this game, because honestly, that chance is probably the best chance of the game so far. I don't think any other chance. It's been the only chance of the game so far, hasn't it? Really.
I know. Wayne Bonner was saying how close can you get? The keeper was beaten. Look, Ederson was well beaten. Oh, the man on the end of the wall gave Harry Kane the gap. Oh, Ederson was beaten. Ederson was about 5 minutes behind that ball hitting the post. That was so close. Yeah, look, Harry Kane looks ready. He looks up for it. And hopefully, that builds us some nice confidence and to get into this game. And that's exactly what we want.
Yes, Tanganga. Come on.
How do you think Tanganga and the defence have fared so far, are you?
Look, he's not Doherty, is he? So that's always a plus. He's been fine, honestly. It hasn't looked like he's about to make a mistake or anything. Hoofed the ball forward to Lamela for 6 minutes ago or something like that, and then pretty well. I think it's been fine so far. I can't see. I mean, obviously nobody's been brilliant this game so far. It's in the first 15 minutes. From what it looks like, Tanganga has been doing a decent job. Yeah,
100%. Look, I've only seen Sterling getting behind him once. He's doing a decent job there. He is tucking in very tight to the centre backs. I may add that. But no, look, it's been a good start. City haven't really caused us too many problems. They've had a lot of the ball, but like this, just wasteful passes. Gone to one with an absolute shocker of a pass. Hopefully he's wearing Eric Dyer's moon boots. That'd be absolutely perfect. Look, City learned their lessons. They went up. They're on a 22 unbeaten run again. But look, I watched them against Sheffield United and teams like they haven't been absolutely great. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, they were brilliant against Liverpool, but they haven't been great. Arian, do you hate City as much as I hate them?
I've actually said for a very long time, I feel like City, Tottenham, it has a bit of an aura, kind of how Liverpool and United have when they play each other. I think that little tense, because the players, it feels like a derby when we play them. It does. I can't hear you.
Oh no, sorry. Just for Louis Landers, it's 16:30 is the time.
16. Yeah, you're like 3 seconds out of me. You keep commenting.
No, it's grand. It's grand. We have James Watson's at 16 minutes. Cheers, James. No, look. We have Kevin Murray saying it's been a good start. Yeah, I fully agree with you. We haven't really been ripped to shreds. City are firing a lot of blanks at the minute. But look, they're on an unbeaten record, but all records do have to come to an end, and we are looking very threatening with Lucas breaking out here. Lucas to Lamela. Lamela plays it back. Højbjerg, Sonny, Ben Davies, Ariane. Oh, what was that? Ariane, what was that?
I can't. You gotta give me a couple of seconds. Oh, that was Kane that fired, not Davies.
Oh, sorry, Harry Kane.
Oh, come on, you want to blame me for everything now?
No, I know you love him. I know you're a big fan. But look, do you know what? Actually, I hope you coming on here brings a bit of luck. Do you know that Ben Davies actually plays well?
That'd be great. Oh my! Do you have any idea how wild I'm gonna go if he managed to like do something great, like get a goal line clearance, get a goal even? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it.
We have D1 unpopular opinion. Harry Kane is better than Gabriel Jesus. Look, that's not an unpopular opinion. That's just facts at this stage. And we have Will Stewart. Why does Davies keep turning his back to attackers? I don't know, to be honest. Arian, you're a big fan of Ben Davies. You study his game.
Well, okay. Normally, the way he turns his back to defenders confuses me as well. I don't understand. I think what he's trying to do is just try to make himself, just give him a little bit of space, see what they're gonna do, and they kind of end up smoking him half the time. But other times it actually works out. This game he's been fine, obviously, but you got about 70 minutes to do something, so I'm not gonna say anything just yet on him. But I feel like it's just him trying to give him a bit of space and just see what happens, and just look to learn from it a lot of the time. But is what it is, I guess. Right now, Sergio Reguilón's out. He's the only option.
Big up Wayne Bonner with his £5 super chat. And before I read that out, everyone else, please follow his suit. It's not for me. It's not for Ariane. It's for Matty Hayes. Look, I have much respect for the guy. These watch-alongs are so hard to do, to keep going. You know what I mean? I admire him to be able to host this and keep it going the way he does. And let's face it, he's 10 times better at than I am. So look, get your super chats in and help him, because it all goes to helping Matty Hayes be here for these games. So look, we'll get into the super chat. I fancy Kane to get the first goal. We're doing well, in my opinion. I can see us nicking the 3 points. 100%. We're doing absolutely brilliantly so far. We haven't really made too many mistakes. It's been good. And I'm with you. I really do hope we get to 3 points. I really do. Ariane, one thing I do want to talk to you about, actually, is the Gareth Bale comments. The thing going on between him and Mourinho at the minute. Like, Mourinho kind of suggesting that Bale wasn't really injured. He doesn't know what's going on with him. Maybe Bale is throwing his toys out the pram. And then Bale, basically saying that Mourinho is throwing him under the bus. Or what do you make on that?
Look, Gareth Bale just hasn't been that great this season. So I'm not going to try and give him any sympathy and say he's getting thrown under the bus, because honestly, he's not. Every time he's played, he's just looked average at best.
Yeah,
he's gotten that. I think he's got 1 goal in the Premier League, some header against Brighton, which fair enough. But other than that, you're getting paid $600,000 a week. Well, with your loan and Real Madrid payments combined, you got to be doing better than that. I don't have any sympathy for him if he's gonna come here and say he's like pretending to get injured, whatever it is. So honestly, is that a penalty?
I don't know. I think they're looking at it. That can't be.
I don't know if that's penalty or not.
Instead, there's not enough contact there to be given a penalty. That's a dive. That's a pure dive. There's no way that's a penalty. I'm sorry.
Is VAR looking at that?
What do you think of that? Do you think that's dive? They're looking at it, Yeah, they're looking at it.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's given. I don't want it to be given, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Who was it? Højbjerg again. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be unlucky for the kid. That'd be unlucky. Oh, that's a disaster.
I think Ederson's going to take it, isn't he?
Oh, they've given it. That's not a penalty. Oh, man. Oh, that's harsh. That is harsh. They've given the penalty. What a disaster. 2-2 games for Højbjerg.
Oh, Ederson would have to take it.
Harry Kane's not happy. Oh, Højbjerg, and he's limping. Højbjerg's limping. It doesn't look good. Big up Emily Dunn here with the super chat. Hashtag come on, you Spurs. Thank you very much, Emily. Thanks very much for the support. Probably the wrong time, as City are about to take a penalty. look, it's disappointing. In my eyes, it's not a penalty. That's so disappointing. Yes, we have him.
Oh, we've got Matt back. Let's go.
Oh!
Hey guys, how are you?
It's gone on, isn't it?
Oh. Thank God you're back, Matty, but my God. Right on the penalty.
Has it been taken yet?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure our stream is ahead. Wonderful time to step back into this.
Lloris so close to saving it. He probably should have got a better hand to that.
He has to keep that out. I do think he has to keep that out. I can just hear super chats here from Wayne and Emily while it's gone. Thank you so much for that, guys. Really, really appreciate it. How's it been?
Yeah, it's grand. We had a small little glitch earlier on. I don't know what happened. The whole thing froze. We were doing better numbers until that happened, and then after that, but we've been going up and down. Yeah, no, it's been grand, Matty. Honestly, I admire how you do this because it is honestly so hard, lad.
It's easy enough when I have people like you lads helping out. Jordan Kelly here saying we have no width. Is that the case, lads? Because I've just sat down to watch this. What have we been like on the front foot?
No, look, I think we've looked threatening. Like, I get what he's saying. We're not really getting a lot of ball out wide, but we've had a lot of chances to break. It's just about being a bit more clinical. Harry Kane rattled the post with a free kick. He had Ederson bet all night long.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Still 70 minutes to play, I think. We've got a chance, yeah. Well, last time at the Etihad, I believe they scored first and we equalized through some Lamela screamer. So
yeah. There's hope yet, but just not a lot.
Yeah.
Go on. Free kick. Yeah. Zinchenko, that's
right. Oh, Zinchenko again? I'll give him a yellow. Come on.
Matty, do you want me to log out so you can go back over to this side?
Oh, no, I can just do that.
All right, great. Make sure everyone knows you're back, lads. Snap your authority back on the screen.
We're here. I'll just change that scoreline. Was it who took the penalty actually?
Rodri.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have a change of taker, to be fair.
Only good thing
Lloris should have kept that out. Let's face it. Lloris should have kept that out.
Yeah,
he should have.
Should have kept stronger. I swear, sometimes Lloris is questionable, and other times he's world class. It's really difficult.
Yeah. It's interesting. The first thing I'm noticing here is it's Lucas Moura up in the front two in that press with Harry Kane, whereas it would usually be in Ndombele, but I'm sure that's a result of the change of formation.
Yeah.
How is that a free kick?
Well, the referee's just looking to give this.
Aaron, do you have a two-screen setup?
I don't have two screens, but I can just split my screen. And I've just got two windows open right now.
I might send you a link to the game so we can all kind of be on the same time.
Told me.
Yeah, I'll send that link to you now. I think I'm only about 15 seconds ahead of you, so you won't miss too much. Oh God, Spurs, what are you doing to us?
Well, Matty, the thing is, we've played well. We've started well. This is the thing, like, you know what I mean? It's not like to be honest, it's not like we deserve to be one down. This is what's so frustrating. Again, like, it's like, to me, I actually think it was a harsh penalty. I really do. I think it was soft, but at the end of the day, it's 2-2 games for Heiberg.
Yeah, that's true. Louis is saying actually decent performance so far, but Ndombele is too deep to be involved in attacks and Lamela making all the wrong decisions. And that's kind of the biggest fear I have anyway with Ndombele sitting back in that double pivot, is that we could miss his creativity a bit further forward. When Harry Kane gets dragged wide and Ndombele is often that man kind of picking up the space between the lines, and if he's back there with Højbjerg having much more defensive duties today. It's very different him playing in this double pivot now than it is against the likes of Sheffield United or West Brom. I don't know if this is the game for him to be back there.
Yeah. For me, like, why not bring Sissoko in for the legs and then put Ndombele where Lamela is? But at the same time, people have been calling for Ndombele to play there as well.
Yeah, I just don't think Sissoko. I mean, last time Sissoko was playing for us, it was the 1-0 loss against Brighton. He did not look like he had any legs that game. If you remember, I wasn't even tracking back one bit. So I don't think really Sissoko giving 110% is really a given anymore. I don't know if that's form or if that's just because he stopped playing for the manager, whatever it is. I just don't think he's got it at the moment.
Yeah, he's certainly struggling. I've sent you that link there, guys, if you want to jump on so we can kind of sync the streams a bit.
We can get everyone back up to sync then.
Absolutely.
You can get your clock up as well. Honestly, to the Matty Hayes people, I do apologise if it hasn't been as good or as professional or as enjoyable. I'm just not as technically gifted as Matty, and I can't carry it like Matty. But I done my best to keep this going for the day. So thanks very much for tuning in as well. Why Matty wasn't here to start the show, but he's here now.
David, absolutely, I do mean an absolutely massive thank you for you for running this for the last hour or so. I'm sure people loved your first time hosting the watch. Thank you to Arian as well for jumping on and saving us today in Marcelo's absence as well.
I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
No worries, happy to have you. Oh God, it's hard to see Spurs kind of finding a way back into this game because once we have to come out and play. No, of course, in that first kind of 25 minutes, were we attacking a lot?
We had a couple of good chances, but we weren't exactly attacking, playing on the front foot.
Yeah, there was a lot of breakaway plays. It's kind of just the last ball has let us down a lot. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I will say is that City have learned their lessons against us in the past because they're not being exposed like we used to expose them at the back. You know, they kind of have 3 men back here all the time, so they are stopping that ball over the top for Son in behind that we've caught them out with so many times before. So they have learned their lesson.
Yeah, definitely they have. It is a bit difficult seeing us get back into this game, but it just takes one moment of magic, doesn't it?
Exactly, that's it. And, you know, David, sorry, your dad here couldn't say, can you ask David to take that hat off?
No, I'm only taking it off if we win. And if we win, everyone will get to see my best Eric Dyer haircut. Yeah, look, my hair got way too long. It needed to be cut a bit too short. And I look like Eric Dyer, so that's why I'm wearing the hat.
Yeah, you don't want to look like Eric Dyer.
No,
I think anyone would. Anyway, here's Phil Foden coming forward from Man City. He plays there to the left. Is Zinchenko.
Go on, get out wide. Come on. Stay on your feet,
Zinchenko
man.
crosses it in and Dyer manages to get it clear. Oh, come on. Shane asking for a time check. I will get that clock up very, very shortly. We are at 31:12 at the moment, so if that's any help to you, but I will get that the clock that we can bring up on screen in a second. Throw in for City out on the left-hand side. Zinchenko taken. Of course, a lot of numbers forward for them and a lot of numbers back for Spurs. Oh, come on, Tottenham.
Look, all it takes is one chance and we're back in it.
Exactly.
I did say before the stream, I think if City get the first goal, they probably will go on and beat us. But, you know, look, if we can just get that final ball right, create that next chance, hopefully it falls to Kane or Son, bury it, we're back in the game. We still have something to play for, you know. At the end of the day, I'd still come out of here with a point. We're not out of this until we go 2 down. Because I'd still take a point from this.
Absolutely. I'd bite your hand off for a point right now. And I said the same thing before kickoff as well. That could be kind of the best hope that we have of actually getting something positive out of this game. Because I think everyone would agree there's not much chance of us getting the 3 points in this one. Jordan coming in says missing Reguilón massively. And thanks, Jordan, for tuning in. I appreciate it. I said this last week that, look, we've been missing Harry Kane since kind of the second half of that Liverpool game, but we've also been missing Lo Celso during that period, and we've been missing Reguilón. And I think the fact that Reguilón's absence kind of coincided with Harry Kane's, people are overlooking the absence of Reguilón. And I think Arian will have a different answer to us in this one. But David, I don't think Ben Davies is good enough to step in Reguilón's place.
No, Matty, look, I've been saying this. I've been saying this since last season, and I've been saying it since the Europa League games. You could clearly see in them games that he's just not good enough to play at this level. He's not good enough back up. And for me, we badly need Reguilón, but not only with the Reguilón injuries like coincided with Harry Kane, but we also had Lamela out for a long time. When we were beating teams and that, we had Lamela, and over the last few games it showed that Lamela does, no matter how much he pisses us off, he does actually bring something to this team with his passing. Do you know what I mean? He can play, he does have these different ideas. So I think it's just a case of getting everyone back fit together, and I think you will see us push on. I think these Georgie out people, they were waiting for us to have a bad run. Do you know what I mean? And they were going to hop on it and try and put the pressure on. They were always going to do it. But for me, I think once we get everyone back fit, I think you're going to see us roll on again, to be honest.
Yeah, I think funnily enough, just as you were talking to Lamella's quality there, he took a touch and the ball ran away from him and went out of play. So not a great start there. Niall here says, my son Connor would do a better job than Davis. Arian, I know a few people noticed you in the live chat there a while ago. I think one guy said, is that the Ben Davis guy from Twitter? Do you think Ben Davis has done a good job in deputising for Reguilón?
You cannot. Reguilón's just a different breed, isn't he? Davis obviously has not done himself any favors in the past couple of games. He was actually in good form for, I think, a few games at Leeds and like a few games after that, but really he hasn't been that good at all. You definitely do see us missing Reguilón, so it's not the greatest. I think the thing about Davies, I think people make him out to be a lot worse than he is. I don't think he's amazing.
Arian, look at the last few weeks. You're not telling me.
I know. I'm telling you now. Yeah,
not stick up for the guy.
He has not been that good at all. But I think some people are like saying over his 7-year course, yes, he's not been that good. He's just been average. But I think some people want to say for the past 7 years he's been at the club. For all of those years, he's been atrocious. And that just isn't the case.
Yeah, no, he has been a good player for us in the past. And if you remember that 2016-17 season, our fullbacks, it was one game we play Rose and Walker, the next game we play Davis and Trippier, and there wasn't really much of a difference between the two sets of fullbacks. Both were on flying form. As Bernardo Silva crossed it into the box, Tanganga gets his head in it. Still here for City, but Zinchenko on the left. I agree with you that Reguilón is a completely different player, and I don't think Davis is ever going to reach that level. And we're always going to miss when you have a player, no matter how good the person coming in is. If you're missing one of your best players, you're always gonna notice his absence. And was it the West Brom game where they've really targeted Davis? They were getting Robert Snodgrass down that right hand side and getting him to cut in, because Davis, as we found out, just wasn't able to cope with that. Is here Sterling? Oh, is that a handball against Davis?
There's going
to be a call there. They're going to check VAR. Jordan here saying Højbjerg looks very tired, and he has done for a couple of weeks, to be honest. I know people are always talking about that could be a handball.
Come on, fuck off.
That's no.
It'll be really harsh, but look, you've seen him given in the Premier League.
Yeah, but they changed the rules.
Not giving.
I can't follow the rules, to be honest. Look, we have 80 people watching here. We're on 65 likes, so please, if you haven't hit that like button already, make sure to hit it now. It really helps us in getting this video out to more people, so make sure to smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well for live watch-alongs, previews, reviews, and the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast. And make sure to head over to the Irish Hotspur, who so kindly hosted for the first hour of this live stream, and subscribe to him as well. And let's help him on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Here's Spurs looking to maybe get in the counter-attack. Harry Kane. That's too cheap there. He's giving it away to John Stones. And City on the transition. He does the same to Jaffa Tanganga. Bit of a scrappy game from the 10 or so minutes that I've seen. City definitely been the better side on the front foot a bit more. Ilkay Gundogan here picks it up on the left. Out to Zinchenko. He squares it, takes the deflection. It's behind for, for City corner.
I wouldn't mind turning this into a scrappy game, because it's not a game that suits City. You know what I mean? If you can turn this into a scrappy game and start picking up a lot of second balls, it could work in our favour.
Yeah, no, it could. City, they like to get the ball down on the ground and play it. You could argue they're not really that physical side. And if we have the likes of Højbjerg and Ndombele getting physical in the middle of the park with Rodri and Bernardo Silva, I think there'd only really be one winner in that battle. And that's again where I think Musa Sissoko could have been a good addition for us in this one, because he could just been getting at those City players, and maybe it's the type of game that suits someone like Lamela as well. It's Bernardo Silva crosses it into the box, headed away by Dyer, looking for a foul by Laporte, but referee doesn't give it, and Lamela taken down cynically by Jesus, and the referee doesn't give that either.
Oh, that's shocking!
And then he gives the foul against Lamela.
Oh my god!
Questionable officiating.
Poor game. Oh my god.
Oh my lord! He's looking to give City this.
I don't understand how that foul was given. He hasn't even hit the ball. He hasn't gotten the ball one bit.
That's a very poor decision by the referee.
That's a shocker.
Oh, God. Spurs, what are you doing to me?
It's very frustrating at the minute, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's hard to stay optimistic, and it's hard to look at the bright side of things when things are going this wrong. Last 4 of our last 5, then all of a sudden going away to the team who are in the the best form we've seen of any side in English football in quite a while. 15 wins in the bounce before this one.
Yeah.
It was never going to go well, but Lamella, don't. You're getting in the way there.
Love that. Is he going to get booked?
No,
Are you
can't.
serious? This referee, man. This ref. I sound like Ty from AFTV, but seriously, he might have a point.
At least you're not giving out to us short about it.
Oh, man. I seen another video. Did you see the one of him having a go? I think it was either the Crystal Palace or the West Ham mascot. I think it was the Palace mascot.
A mascot?
Yeah, the mascot was walking by the Arsenal end and he was having a back and forth with the Palace mascot. Brilliant, lad.
Oh, that man is something else. He's something else.
He's
Crossing
like
by
50
Manchester
years
City. Oh, wait. He's 50, yeah.
God.
I was shocked when I found that out. Absolutely shocked. He's 50.
Jesus, lad. Did you ever watch that series they done with where they made their football team?
No?
All right, they done a series where AFTV made a football team and Ty played a couple of games for them, man. And you run around getting stuck in, man, and the guy's 50. Jesus.
Fair play to him. Look, all the bad things you can say about him, he's a passionate man when it comes to football.
Oh, yeah.
I give him credit for that. Sanchez back to Hugo. Under pressure from Bernardo, gives it back to Sanchez. I don't like this passing around the back against a high press like City when our two centre-backs are Sanchez and Tyler.
I get flashbacks.
Oh, my God. It's terrifying. It is terrifying.
In that one game when Poch's last season, Southampton 2-1.
Oh, yeah. Sure, he did it on the biggest. He did it in the World Cup final.
Yeah,
I know France had won the game 4-2, but the second goal Croatia scored, it was Lloris trying to dribble it past the player, or was he trying to pass it past him in the box? He's one of the best keepers in the league, but he is at times a liability, especially when the ball is at his feet.
He's one of the best keepers in the league when you don't make him play with his feet, lad. Because honestly, a lot of his passes, even under Pochettino and prime Tottenham, like, you know, the fact that we had like good defenders, he was bailed out a lot of the time because a lot of his passing was suspect. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's a good interception from Bernardo to stop the Spurs counter attack.
Get stuck in, eat them up.
5 minutes to go till half time. It's still Man City 1, Spurs 0. Penalty converted by Rodri after Højbjerg brought down Zinchenko in the penalty area. 2 penalties given away in 2 games.
I think it was Gundogan who was.
Gundogan. Yeah, Gundogan. Yeah. But 2 penalties conceded by Højbjerg in 2 games. He's struggling.
Gundogan's in my FPL, so this is that to get in this game.
Silver lining.
Yeah,
Marcelo made a very good point in the last.
Captain Sonny though, so not everything's.
Why'd you do that? That's a rookie
he
mistake.
loves the game against City, doesn't he?
He does, to be fair, but I think it'll take a bit more than love for the fixture to get a goal in this one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I made the same mistake with Kane against Leicester, so I can't say those.
You've stopped captaining Spurs players, I think, is what's happening.
I don't captain them very often anymore,
and it goes wrong when you do.
I think last week I captained Cresswell or something.
Oh, Ariane, you do me one favour. You change that Ben Davies things on Twitter. You change the whole Ben Davies thing on Twitter.
Did he do something?
No, but he just amazing. I
terrible.
don't understand.
Oh, Sterling in the box. Gundogan, great block by Sanchez. Comes back to João Cancelo. Pulls it across to Gabriel Jesus, and it's just over the bar.
Yeah, Davies did do something. You just let him inside him way too easy.
Davies just doesn't have the pace. Whatever way you want to look at it, he does not have the pace.
No.
And of course, my stream starts lagging now.
The thing is with Davies, lads, it's not, we're not asking him to be regular. We're just asking him to be, like, you know, a good defender when he steps into the team.
Yeah.
He's just not doing it.
It's not too much to ask, I don't think. Let me refresh this stream here. Don't know why that's gone. Oh, Spurs. I blame Spurs for the stream going down as well. Everything's their fault.
Right now, I'm just on my other.
What do you make of the players on the bench? Do you think there's anyone there who can come on and impact this game?
I'd be very surprised if he brings on Ali after his attitude against Everton. I'd be very surprised if he brings on Gareth Bale. So apart from that, what have you got? Vinicius,
Sissoko as well.
You know what I mean? Bergwijn or Harry Winks. Do you know what I mean? I'd be very surprised. What do you make on the whole Gareth Bale situation right now with the back and forth between them on these posts and like throwing each other under the bus?
I think Jose was right to say what he said about Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if Bale isn't performing in training and that's the reason he's not getting in the team, well, then it paints a very bad picture of Jose Mourinho. If Bale's like, no, I'm actually doing well in training, so everything Jose is saying is a lie. You know, that kind of way?
Yeah.
Because like, at the end of the day, if he's not playing well, it has to be said, and he shouldn't be coming out lying about it. So I think Jose was right to do it. And look, we can always criticise the way he does call out players publicly, but it's worked really well with Ndombele. We're hoping Dele Alli can turn his form around as he comes back into the team now. And Gareth Bale, we're paying too much money for him to not, call him out in his errors.
Yeah, but see, what these players have to understand as well is that, like, when Mourinho calls you out, it's because he likes you and he wants you to work harder to get into his plans. That's ultimately what his aim is. Yeah. Now, if you're a player and you can't see that and you just choose to go to the opposite, well, he doesn't deserve to be in the team because he's basically telling you what you need to do to get in the team. Just because you maybe don't like your name being put out there, well, then stop being a shithouse and perform.
The thing that I hate about the situation, especially with Dele Alli and him specifically, is because I remember at the very beginning when Jose Mourinho came in, he was flying. And I remember he said this specifically. He said, I like for the first time somebody's criticizing me to my face instead of saying things behind my back. And now Mourinho's out there. Every time Dele does something wrong or right, he makes sure to mention it. And Dele's like just crying about it instead of actually working on it. He comes onto the pitch against Everton, does nothing but yell at the referee and other players, and he just is invisible.
Trying to get a penalty by diving.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
This thing of, like, saying I want them to criticize me to my face. Like, he pulled him into the office. He told him he's lazy in front of the whole team. What more does he have to do? You know what I mean? How much more in the face does it have to be? And like, at the end of the day, just get your boots on and perform. Do you know what I mean? Whether you want out of the club or whether you don't, like, the only way of doing that is by performing.
Yep.
Falling behind looking for Son, but Ederson deals with that very, very comfortably.
If Son doesn't score this game, I blame myself for captaining him.
You should.
Okay, see, in fairness, if we didn't injure Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he was going to be my captain.
That's fair. They're playing Fulham tomorrow, aren't they? That could be a very interesting
and it's
game.
a double fixture for I think it's Fulham and someone else. So.
Oh, they've City on Wednesday. Yeah, that's going to be a cracker of a game. Jordan here saying, if you don't work hard and improve, you should be starting every week. Jose won't play you no matter who you are. That's exactly it. We knew when he came in there wasn't going to be any more passengers in this team. Now, it's come to the stage where, unfortunately, 90% of our players are passengers, so he can't really do too much about that. But when he first came in, he was making those decisions based on who was trying their best out in that pitch, regardless of who they were or anything like that. And we're seeing that now with Bale. What's it, £220,000 a week we're paying him, and he's not getting in that team because he doesn't deserve to be there.
But you know what I like about Mourinho? He doesn't pick you on your name or your reputation or what you've done. He picks you on merit. He picks you on like, you deserve to be playing. You've shown it in training. You've shown it when he's picked you. He picks you on merit. He doesn't care who you are. You know what I mean? Like, look what he done with Paul Pogba at United. Look, at the end of the day, if you don't want to put the effort in, you don't want to train, well, then you don't play. It's that easy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, like, when you're a manager like Jose, and you've won everything you have, and it's been proved if you back him with the players he wants, he wins you things. Like, it's there at every other club he's been at, it's been proven. Do you know what I mean? Then you respect that guy. You don't turn around and think, oh, well, I'm not going his way, because you know what's going to happen. You're just going to be sidelined for a year. And at the end of the day, all you're doing is affecting your own football career, because you're missing a year and a half, 2 years, however long he's here, with football where you could be playing it and making a name for yourself. You're hindering your own career by doing that.
Yeah, I agree. And look, on the point of Jose and the players that he needs, I think it's no secret to anybody that we do need investment in the summer, and even beyond that, to build a squad that Jose can use to be successful, if of course he is still there when that time comes. And we're talking about this, the new stadium, or the new chief commercial officer at the club, Todd Klein, the former NFL executive, has come in now as a chief commercial officer with apparently the main aim of securing a naming rights deal for the stadium. He recently did it for the Miami Dolphins, get one for theirs. David, do you think if he does, or if this is what he is there for, do you think there's enough money in a potential deal to actually build that squad? And even then, do you think Daniel Levy will invest that money in the squad?
First of all, when I heard the news, it looked like to me that it's kind of Mourinho staying and we're going to go big in the summer. We will get the money in and we're going to go big in the summer, and this is how we're going to get the money in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my first thought as
well. But we've been fooled so many times before. You know what I mean? Honestly, the wool has been pulled over eyes so many times before. I struggle. I find it hard to believe. To me, I think personally they are going to take some of that probably a big portion of that money to cover their losses before they even think about investing in the squad. And that's just the way I think that they're going to do it. And I wouldn't be surprised. We all know it's Joe Lewis, Hassina, it's Daniel Levy, and they're tight. So for me, they get that money in, cover as much losses as they can with that money, and then invest very little into the squad. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, what you make of the whole thing, Arian?
I had the exact same thought. I really hope that it depends on, first of all, how much money we get and who we get for the naming rights. But if we can actually genuinely back Mourinho with a couple of couple of center backs and a right back in the summer, and maybe even a creative midfielder or right winger or something like that. And I know that's a lot, but with the current state of our squad, we need a lot. Mm-hmm. I think if we back him like that, we could win the league. I can tell you, because Mourinho is the manager that has the caliber to win the league. So if we can back him properly, there's no reason to doubt that idea. So I'm really hopeful that we can get that kind of money to hopefully genuinely back him. But there's always that doubt, because obviously we all know how Unique operate. They tend to kind of think about how their pockets are running before the team is. So it's a bit scary, because this is a bit of a pattern. But hopefully, especially with the fact that the stadium's done, everything's done. The only kind of money that they're losing in now is the pandemic. So once they cover their losses there, hopefully that does mean that they can actually invest in the squad a little bit. And I think the only little bit of hope I do have that they will is that once the stadium was done not Mourinho's summer transfer window, but Poch's last summer transfer window, we genuinely got a lot of players. We've gotten Ndombele, Lo Celso, Sessegnon. So we did back Poch in that specific window. So I think because of that, there's a little bit of hope where you can say, okay, well, now they kind of have nowhere except the squad to spend their money.
Yeah, it's a good point. And here we have Rob saying, how's the game going? We've Arthur saying, I think we were playing well the Jose way. To me, the penalty was very hard, as we have the second best defensive record. So you can see how much better we will be if we had better players in defence. As always, fully agree with Arthur. Lily White Lane, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Look, I'm annoyed. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm really, really, really annoyed. And if I'm Jose Mourinho, I'm going in at halftime and I'm saying, right, you're the good bunch of players. I'm splitting up all these players. I'm saying you're the good bunch of players and you're the bad bunch of players. The bad bunch of players, right, I want you to go out there and give it your all, or you're never going to play for Tottenham Hotspur again. And the good players, I can let you off for a little bad performance here and there, because I know you're consistent and I know you're going to beat yourself up about it. And what really frustrates me about that first half is we're 1-0 down once again because of another penalty, another silly penalty. I absolutely love Højbjerg, but I think it's only fair to call him out when he makes mistakes. And I know he's going to be absolutely fuming with himself after this, because a player like Højbjerg, he wants to give it his all. And it's frustrating that he's the one giving away the penalty. And I'm thinking, why? And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, because he has to track back and fill into that defensive spot, because our defenders are not good enough. And once again, we're creative up top. Kane had a fantastic free kick. We're actually doing quite well up top. We haven't scored yet, granted, but you look at our defence and you think this is a team that's trying to challenge for top 4, if not the league. And we have a defence like that and expect to do well. And yet you expect Mourinho to do well when he's backed with barely any players that he actually wants from Pochettino's Deadwood. And that's only the first half. And I really, really hope we can go out in that second half. But here's what I said as well. And I said it to my old man. It don't matter whether you're 1-0 down. It don't matter whether you're 2-0 down and you have a fantastic performance. At the end of the day, when all said and down, you are 1-0 down. There's nothing you can do about it now. You can have a fantastic performance, but you're 1 goal down. And we have to come back for that, and we have to go for them. And honestly, it's half time, but I don't see us winning this game anymore. I really, really don't. It is frustrating, because some people on that pitch and certain players are actually giving it their all. Eric Lamela, honestly, he looked really good in that first half. He constantly wants to press high. Sometimes he can run around like a headless chicken, but he wants to go for it. Even Mora, Kane as well. Sonny, for me, looks a little sloppy, but Kane, he wants to be creative. He wants to provide those balls, yet they're not giving him options. And Dyer, once again, he didn't even make any proper mistakes in this first half, but I can see that certain players are eventually going to capitalise on those little mistakes, those little things about Dyer being far away from Jesus in the second half. And I'm just gutted. I'm annoyed, because I came into this game honestly expecting us to come out in this first half and give it our all. And we've came out and we've given absolutely nothing. We've given away a goal.
Yeah, I agree on that one. The one thing we want from this team, if we're not going to be getting the results, is a bit of fight. and something to show that they actually are out there playing for the badge. But we have a few super chats to get to. We've Wayne with the £5 saying, regards to transfers in the summer, it's time for the board to go big or challenge for Europa League every season. And I think the board were kind of brought into a false sense of security with how the kind of smaller transfer budget that Pochettino used to get us to such a high level. They kind of thought, oh, well, that's all we need to do, and we'll be, on the verge of winning trophies. But there aren't many managers in world football that could work with what Pochettino and his group of coaches worked with to get to that level. And maybe they're starting to realise the harsh truth now. We've Amsterdam as well coming in with a £5 saying Lamella, Lucas, and Lloris, the three L's are very poor, 1-0 down and sitting back. And look, they probably have been the poorest players today from what I've seen anyway. But it's different players every week. It's not the same players that were. For some of them it is, but there are different players every week. Like, who would have thought we'd be sitting here saying Højbjerg has cost us so much in the last week or so? It is different players every week, and that is the problem for me. Wayne Vamshire, thank you so much for the super chats. Interesting question here from Jordan saying, would you like to see us sign a new right back or try Sessegnon at right back? Personally, for me, I don't like fullbacks who aren't, I don't like a right back who's left-footed, or I don't like a left back who's right-footed. I don't know what it is, but it's just kind of a personal preference. I just don't like seeing it. What would you say on that, Arian?
Sessegnon at right back just doesn't sound right, because there are some fullbacks that can't play inverted. João Cancelo being a brilliant example. He's brilliant on both sides, but just Sessegnon doesn't work on the right. He just doesn't. He's naturally left wing back, just but not on the right. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Skippy saying, hey guys, hope you're doing well. Just managed to tune in for your sakes. I'd like a Spurs win, although after the early result I kind of need a City win. Heart says Spurs, head says City. Well, thanks for tuning in, Skippy. Really do appreciate that. Inspector E says these individual errors are so depressing. The worst bit is City haven't even looked their bright best today, and we got through their midfield easily at times. The goal took all belief out. And Dave, we've been saying that for a bit. I said it about Chelsea and I said it about Everton as well, that teams don't have to get out of second gear to actually beat us. It's not a case of them being better than us, it's a case of us just being worse than them. And like, how is this happening?
Simple as, look, Matty, we could be on flying form. We've seen it so many times this season. West Ham, you can be in flying form. You can play all the lovely attacking football you want. When you four guys at the back who can make mistakes, you know what I mean? Teams, all it takes is one ball over the top and they're in. We've seen this. Like, you know what I mean? When you have defenders who can't defend, you don't need to get out of second gear, because they're making your job easy. You know what I mean? When you see Ben Davies, anytime he gets skinned on the outside, he turns on the inside like a circle and then heads back down. Do you know what I mean? Of course, Robert Snodgrass made a show of Ben Davies. Robert fucking Snodgrass.
It's not
good. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
We literally do the opposition's jobs for them. It's no wonder that Potter's reign started going downhill when Danny Rose was out of the squad. We sold Kyle Walker. We sold Dembele. When Yarma's injury started happening. No wonder why things started going wrong, because we have players at the team who just aren't capable.
Yeah, that's the be all and end all of it. We can talk about the manager, we can talk about the tactics, but the players just simply are not good enough, and that's been shown by.
When you don't replace the likes of Danny Rose, Kyle Walker, Wanyama, Dembele, Christian Eriksen, all players that made up Poch's prime team. After they started dwindling out of the team and being phased out and sold and stuff like that, Pochettino ended up getting the sack because the players weren't there. Yeah. And then what our board tried to do in the summer was sign cheap, and they haven't learned their lessons. It's as simple as that. The thing is, if they would have signed, a better centre back in the summer, a better right back in the summer, we'd probably be sitting here top of the league right now. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I said that. I said on deadline day, when I was doing that stream, that we got Joe Rodon in, but centre back could be the one thing that was the difference between us, actually really, really fighting at the top of the table or falling into mediocrity like we have done. And it's it feels harsh to say because of how much the board did put into getting certain players over the summer, but they missed out in Skriniar. And I think that's the one player that we really did need. But Lily White, before we let you go for the second half, how do you see the next 45 minutes panning out?
One of two ways for me. One, we go out there and we absolutely give it our all. There's no doubt about it. We need to play expansive. We need to play attacking football in the second half. There's no doubt about it. We're 1-0 down. It's do or die. So for me, we either go out there, we get a draw, we get a scrappy draw, or we absolutely get thrashed about 5 or 6-0, because I can honestly see both of those scenarios happening. If we play like we did in that first half, Pep would have had a team talk with them at halftime, and City are going to be double the team they were in that first half. Because let's be honest here, they weren't even that good in that first half, honestly. It's another individual mistake. Our shape was good. Jose put out the right tactics, the right team, but yet once again, individual mistakes, a penalty. No need for that. And I feel bad for Højbjerg, because I came in here before the game. I don't know if you saw it with my massive Viking hat over there in the corner of my room.
I saw it.
Højbjerg's going to have a masterclass. And he's just let me down, really. But, honestly, I'm just a bit sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. You can say excuses whether you're Jose in or Jose out. No Tottenham fan enjoys watching this. And honestly, I put Danny Rose back in the squad. I would put Danny Rose back in the squad, because let's be honest, we're in a crisis. I put Danny Rose in after Ben Davies, because Ben Davies gets spun like a bloody roundabout every single time someone tracks onto him. No, seriously, he did about 3 times in that first half. Now, Ariane, I know you absolutely love Ben Davies. I mean, he's the name of your Twitter account. But let's be honest here, he's not having a good first half, and he's not going to have a good second half. So I would honestly put Danny Rose back in the squad. But
I understand your frustration with Davies, but Danny Rose has been atrocious every time he stepped on the pitch for the last few appearances.
I'm really frustrated, but do you know
I understand that. You could have said that. I would have understood. You said, okay, we could bring in the youngster like Dennis Sirkin, but Danny Rose is just finished. He's finished.
I put Daniel Levy at left back over bloody.
There's some things that we just have to try. That's not one of them. And look, if it's what we have to do, try and get some success. Rob here saying, if we didn't have all the injuries we've had, we'd be top of the league as well. Rob, of course, a Liverpool fan. All ifs and buts, but the fact is Jose has to deal with what he has and do the best with it. The difference between that, Rob, is injuries are out of your control. Transfers were 100% within the control of this club. Yeah. Steve Hitchett headed over to Milan to try and get that Skriniar deal done, and he just did not get the money from the board. So that was in our control. Being right up at the top of this league table this season was 100% in our control, and we let it slip. And that is something that you can't forgive for anybody. It's very different to the situations with injuries there. Lily White, are you heading off for the second half?
Yeah, I'll have to head off for the second half, but I'll tell you what, I've got a little thing on We Are Tottenham TV, so I will be coming back on after the game if that's all good with you guys. Just give my thoughts, hopefully talking about a draw or win, as much as I doubt it right now. But you deal with what you got. I'll see you guys in the second. I mean, not in the second half. I'll see you guys after the game.
Yeah, thanks for helping me early on in the stream as well, man. Really do appreciate you.
No worries whatsoever. It was a pleasure to come on, but I'll speak to you guys after the game.
See you.
Yeah, talk to you soon.
Matt, I was just looking at the tunnel there. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I assume what you were going to say. Musa Sissoko is getting ready to come on for Spurs. We saw a comment there a while ago saying bring him on for Lucas and try and get Ndombele higher up the pitch, which I think, as I was saying, could be fantastic for us. Ndombele is too far back to really affect the creative process on that transition, and Sissoko could be that man in the middle. And I think they're both out. I think we saw them both. It could be for Lamela as well, It's not just for Lucas, but
they look pumped in the tunnel,
Yeah,
they look like they're wearing four in the tunnel.
Yeah, I hope to God they are. I mean, if that wasn't the case, I think there'd be questions. I wouldn't use that as any sort of praise for them. But
I'm just trying to get myself up to the second half, Matty.
Oh yeah, they're ready for this game. They're coming out here. They're going to win 5-1. All right, they've got this. Don't you worry.
No, there comes a point where you just have to start being honest, and I don't know, I think if we can just get that one chance, keep them out in the second half and take a point, I'd be very, very surprised if we win this. Look, freak things do happen. It can happen with this squad. I just don't know. And you know what, Matty? Someone made a comment to me the other day. Now, they're saying they find it. They've never really hated a group of players as much as this lot. Now, in football terms, not personality terms or person terms, but in footballing terms, I kind of agree with him. It probably is one of the worst bunch of players I've seen at Tottenham in a long, long time. You can even go back to Harry Redknapp days. We had better players. We had Luka Modric. We had a proper squad.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is it's not a very good group of players, and we can confirm it is Lucas Moura who's gone off for Musa Sissoko. So I assume we're reverting back to that 4-3-3, which was successful for us in a low block sort of tactic earlier in the season. But we'll have to wait and see how this pans out. Sissoko certainly hasn't been anywhere near the level he's shown in the past since I would say that Fulham game back in January, the 1-1 draw with Spurs winning the ball high up the pitch here straight at the start of the half. But it's gone back to Ben Davies. David, I'm going to grab my charger there. Do you have any hopes for the second half?
Do you know what? Look, I actually think we can come back and get a point. The way we've started, nice ball over the top for the way we started this first half, you know what I mean? We look like we're raring to go. We started on the front foot, which is good. I think if we can get back into the game before 70 minutes, we can give this a right go and win this, you know. But if not, we have to keep it tight and take a point. But look, yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident we can win. What do you think, Ariane? Do you think we can come back in the second half?
The substitution, I think, was pretty smart because I was going to say before I left, if I'm Mourinho right now, I would have said Bergwijn, but I think Sissoko still achieves more or less the same purpose, just in a different way. So Sissoko coming in for Lucas, I think, is a decent substitution. I think, like what you said, if we score early enough into this first half before they do, there's a good chance we can go in and get a second goal, maybe. There's definitely all to play for. 1-0 here. 1-0 is not a safe lead in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter who you're playing, what team you are in English football, especially. So 1-0, still all to play for here. So let's hope the boys are fired up to go and get some goals. Yeah,
hopefully we can retain possession a bit better, and our final ball will be a bit better because. Like, we've had some great breakaways. It's just the final ball that's killed us. So if we can just get that right this second half and create a couple of chances, who knows? Look, everyone knows I'm the most optimistic Spurs fan. You know, I'll never write us off. We could be 2-0 down at 80 minutes. I'll still never write us off. But we are talking about a team on a 22 unbeaten run. That is the thing. You know, they haven't lost since we bet them. They've learned all their lessons. Yeah. And, you know, I just hope that John Stones can fuck up, really.
Go on, Santiago.
Then final ball.
And look, like it feels like such a long time ago since we played Manchester City and beat them at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and that is the last game they lost. They think they've won 19 and drawn 3 games since then. One of the draws coming in a dead rubber in the Champions League against Porto. I think they draw against Liverpool in the reverse fixture as well at the Etihad. They've been on a sensational run of form. Sissoko here breaking through the lines in the midfield, feeds it into Lamela, but dreadful touch by him. I don't know what he's doing. But look, let's see. We're at 84 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 100 in the next couple of minutes. There's 95 people here watching. I'm sure you can smash that like button. And make sure to subscribe as well if you are new for more live watch-alongs, the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast, match previews, reviews, and much more. And make sure to head over to the Irish Hotspur as well to subscribe to his channel. He fully deserves it. And again, thank you very much to David for hosting the first hour or so of this watch-along. 3 minutes into this half, and you can see the formation for Spurs actually could potentially still be in a 4-2-3-1 with Ndombele pushing fairly advanced into that area Lucas was picking up in the first half. So it simply is, as I think it was Jordan was saying in the live chat a while ago, getting Ndombele on, or getting Sissoko on and pushing Ndombele further up the pitch, and that could be a very big advantage for us sort of going forward. We have more than one creative spark up there. It's Kane and Ndombele now. Guys, what have you made of Jaffa Tanganga playing right back today?
I think he's been great. I can't really think of a mistake he's made. I think he's done the exact job asked of him. And I think if our whole defense could just be more like him so far, we'd be 0-0 right now instead of 1-0. But to be fair, defense has been fine. I think that Højbjerg penalty has just been. It was a bit harsh, but it was still a mistake. So.
Here's Raheem Sterling coming forward to Man City, cutting into the box at his left foot, brings it past Davis, past Sanchez, pulls it back to Phil Foden.
I mean, I don't think that's the part that getting past all of them isn't like so easy because he just couldn't get a shot on goal.
Get that out, Lloris. How are you not keeping that out?
Drop him. That's a few games on the trot now. He's made mistakes. Drop him. That's Liverpool. That's the game we just watched the other day, or Everton, and now City. Sorry, he has to be. Give Joe Hart a chance. I can't take this anymore.
Oh, come on.
Well, look, let's talk us through it. Sterling walks into the box on the right-hand side, and he continues to walk past everybody, brings it back to Phil Foden, who plays it to the edge of the box to Gundogan. First time ball back out to Sterling. Gundogan makes a run off Lamela, and he's walking through that defence as if no one's there. He scuffs it with his left foot, and it goes in under the foot of Hugo Lloris. Both Højbjerg and Dyer coming across the block that shot. Neither could do it. That's dreadful from Lloris. That's terrible goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris. That's two mistakes from him today.
Fuck me, that is shocking. Why doesn't he go with his feet like De Gea does? Why is he trying to go with his hand? It's right at his foot, man.
It's not even that. He can go with his hand if he wants, but he's got to have a strong wrist to keep that out. Come on.
James here with Super Chat says, great show, Matt, David, and that one Ben Davis fan. Keep up the good work. Let's get a result. That was put in just before City managed to get their second goal, but Thanks for that, James. I appreciate it. But dreadful from Lloris, and that's game over if you ask me.
Yeah.
We're not scoring twice.
No, it's game over. 100% game over. We're out of this. Oh, you go. That guy needs a wake-up call, Matty. He needs a wake-up call.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you do, though? Like, you know, again, I wouldn't even be confident with Joe Hart and going, I'm not confident with Lloris in this form. What do you do?
Shouldn't have loaned Gazzaniga in the first place. Shouldn't have brought in Joe Hart to replace Gazzaniga as a second.
We were told that Joe Hart was number 3, weren't we? And then he ends up being number 2.
I
just can't believe it.
I get the English quota and whatnot, but I think Marcelo said it like perfectly. It was like, why, if you want to do the English quota, get me a quality English goalkeeper. Don't get me, like, he said Nick Pope, which is, but there's just a bunch of other ones. I think Melier is English. I believe he is.
I think he's French.
Is he French?
Yeah.
I think he might be actually, right? But
yeah, he's French.
It's too easy.
I don't know why I thought it's not even an English name. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just having a brain fart. But
no
Melier, yeah, what an English name. Why would okay? Anyways, that's probably the worst one I've had on the show so far. But yeah, Henderson, for example, give me a player like that. Don't get me Joe Hart. What's that about? Like what?
It's free. That's why the board went with that one.
Yeah, it was cheap.
Of course they did.
Connor says, I think Gary Medine would make a big impact on this game. Not now, Connor. Not now. Come back in 20 minutes when I've calmed down. Russ has said Hugo Lloris has learned from Alisson and how to save shots. Oh, God. Oh, this is shocking.
It's honestly, it's shocking. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Hugo Lloris is already on his way to PSG in the summer, and that Gazzaniga was loaned out to get football, and that he's coming in as number 1 in the summer. Would not surprise me, honestly.
Nah, Gazzaniga is not coming out with number 1.
Honestly, do you put it past this board?
Yes, even this board knows.
Do you think they're going to find us 40 million to go and get a substantial number 1? I don't.
40 million. The goalkeeper's
not that.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, not 40 million.
Yeah, it will in today's market. It take about to get a decent keeper to come in as number 1.
I thought after COVID.
Arian, what keeper do you think could be available for less than 40 million that is good enough to replace Lloris?
I mean, what keepers are good enough to replace Lloris in the first place? Because I mean, the player of his shot stopping on his day is difficult to find on his own that are available. I think we're gonna just go for, if we're gonna get a number 1, it's gonna be a young keeper that we like Lloris. We got it was a young keeper with potential.
But I'm not talking about bringing in a young keeper. I'm talking about someone that's ready made to come in and be number 1, because we can't afford to put a young keeper in the sticks. You just can't do it. Not when we want to go where we want to go to. You can't afford just to buy in cheap and a youngster and put them in the sticks. I'm talking about a genuine out and out world class goalkeeper to come in when you go to reach these, which is going to take you about 40 million.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that, honestly. Makes perfect sense.
The thing is, we can't always keep going with putting someone young in and going the cheapest option, because we're never going to win anything. Do you know what I mean? We have to think better. We have to think bigger. Like, we can accept, stopgap players coming in. Once you already have a good squad and a good starting 11 as your basis, you can accept it. But right now, we genuinely need to buy some world class quality players. Like, the thing is, if you bring in a young lad right next season and you put him in behind that back four, his career's finished. His career is over. That
back four needs more upgrading, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, that defense just isn't good enough. It simply is not. Martin come in with the 550 super chat saying, "Here's my contribution towards Lloris's new contract." I appreciate that, Martin. Thank you very much for that. Ross here, Leeds fan, says, "I can't see Spurs finishing in Champions League or Europa League places," and that honestly right now is what we're looking at: is getting back into the Europa League. I think we're out of the top 4 race, and I said it after the game against Brighton. Excuse me, this team is not good enough to get into the top 4. There's not enough fight in this team to get into the top 4. It's simply. It's simply getting back into the Europa League. Our only path potentially back into the Champions League is winning that Europa League trophy. But there are a lot of teams in that competition that right now I cannot see us beating. Whether it's Napoli, AC Milan, Manchester United, of course, haven't dropped into it now as well, despite us beating them 6-1 earlier in the season, are simply a better team than us. I think the Europa League is a big stretch at the moment. And that's going to have a huge financial burden on the club as well, a financial impact, missing out on that prize money from the Champions League.
But that's just their fault, though, isn't it?
No, it is. It absolutely is. But it's a vicious circle that we're now finding ourselves in, and we did so well to kind of break that mold and get into the top four so consistently. When it was usually those four teams that were the same four teams there every year, we did so well to get in there, and we're the orchestrators of our own downfall in terms of falling out of that group of teams now. 2 years without the Champions League is going to be an incredibly huge financial woe for this club to come back from. And aside from that, what top players can we get? As Bradley says, we're not signing any top class players if we don't have European football. That's what people want. That's what players want. That's why they go to clubs. We're simply not good enough as a team. We're not showing enough potential to build, and we're not in any sort of European competition that can attract footballers like that. And in the same breath, you can say that's the same reason that players like Harry Kane and Heung-min Son may potentially be looking to move on this summer.
Yeah, I can't see Sonny leaving, but I can definitely see Kane leaving. If Kane leaves, then Sonny's probably leaving.
Son hasn't signed his new contract yet. Do you know, like he might not 100% definitely stay. I know they did say that it probably will be done at the end of the season when things financially become a bit more clear, this, that, and the other. But do you know what? Like, I was actually on a podcast there the other day and I was speaking to a Villa fan, right? Now, a lot of their team would be in our starting 11. You're telling me Matty Cash at right back. He wouldn't be starting in our team. You're telling me Jack Grealish wouldn't get in. Douglas Luiz wouldn't come in and make a difference. John McGinn wouldn't come in and make a difference. We could do with Tyrone Mings as centre back. We could do you know what I mean? You could do with Ollie Watkins playing on the right hand side for Tottenham.
You could do with Martinez and the goal.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So like the thing is, Aston Villa have actually invested way better than us. Way better than us. Do you know what I mean? And they've invested smart. We just haven't.
Yeah.
And for me, Villa actually have a better chance of I actually think Villa probably will get Europa League spot in the league this year.
They're fully capable of it. And I said it last summer, it's absolutely shocking and should never, ever, ever even come into someone's mind about something. But the fact that it was the truth that Aston Villa got Ollie Watkins because we couldn't afford him is a massive, massive concern. We should be trouncing Aston Villa in terms of transfer budget, but we could not pay that 30 million that Brentford wanted.
But you know why? Because their board actually put their hand in the pocket, Matty.
Yeah, couldn't or wouldn't. That's the thing.
Well, what we're hearing was they couldn't, but
what we know is that they wouldn't.
Yeah, this board is what is holding this club back, and of course there are a lot of other factors in that, but at the basis of it, at its simplest, it is the board. Is Foden pulls it back to Gundogan. We're lucky he's got that caught up underneath his feet as Sanchez sends that away, but there's no attacking threat from us in the second half. Now, as I say that, Ndombele finds Kane down the left hand side, but he has no pace. Stones catches up easily. If that was Son, it's a different story. Kane does well there actually to find some space, but it's a good ball at the left to Ndombele.
Please.
Ndombele hits it, blocked, and keepers. Easy ball.
First shot on target for Tottenham.
Yeah. It's taken 58 minutes.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, all we ever hear is couldn't. It's not a case of couldn't. We're like, all we've ever done is make profit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's all you ever hear. Oh, I'll profit this, profit that. Do you know what I mean? We've become self-sustainable. Like, we get this whole self-sustainable thing. We get it. But, you know what I mean? You don't get anywhere without investing. The thing is, you look at a club like Aston Villa, they knew, okay, we got away with it last season. We should have went down. We got away with it, right? But what we need to do now is invest in quality players that are ready-made to come in. Simple as, right?
Yeah.
And not only because if we invest mediocre again, we're still going to have the same problems. But what we need to do, like, we can push into the top 10, so we're going to buy quality players in, right? And the board have put their hands in the pocket. Again, it's a short-term loss financially for them, but it's going to be a long-term gain because they're going to have better results on the pitch, which brings better competition money, revenue.
The resale value of the club is dropping really harshly if they don't invest. Because if we go back to the days of fighting for our lives to get top 4 and maybe getting it once every 2-3 seasons, this club just isn't as valuable and profitable as it once was. So it makes sense to invest.
And then the whole stadium and training complex. Then why would you bother doing it then? If it's a detriment to success, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole idea of bringing the stadium and the training complex was because, obviously, with an aim and an eye on success and trophies, yeah, and turning Tottenham into one of the elite clubs. Now, this is what we were told. But what's the point of doing it if you're not going to invest on the pitch to be able to get results to match the stadium and the complex?
Yeah.
the training complex in the stadium can only do so much in terms of attracting players. You need a lot more than that. Look, I know Ndombele said, I think Lo Celso and Reguilon said it as well, the stadium and the training facilities were a huge attraction for players. But like you say, David, there's no point in having that if you're not going to be go out and getting the results on the pitch. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you can say, this club has made this much profit, or their scouting department have unearthed all these players. Football depends on what happens when that senior 11 go out on the pitch on a Saturday. That's all that matters. Yeah. There's nothing else to it. That's what this whole game is based around. If we're not getting those results, there's no point to being here. We're looking at five defeats out of 6 now, barring the only Sterling walking past Davis like he's not even there.
Honestly, please change your name. I can't have this Ben Davies FC stuff anymore. But Matty, like, I'm sure, right? You would rather be back at a 36,000 seater lane, right? Being rocking every week, winning every week, rather than have this big stadium and it's quiet every week because you're shit.
Yeah. That's just the harsh truth there, isn't it? That is.
It is. It's the harsh truth.
That's a very harsh truth. Look, anyway, 61 minutes played. Man City 2, Tottenham 0. Rodri giving Man City the lead in the first half from the penalty spot, and Ilkay Gundogan benefiting off a very poor piece of goalkeeping from Hugo Lloris again in the second half. If you haven't smashed that like button already, please do so. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes before City get their third. And it looks like that's the only way this really is going. City completely dominant. We have one shot on target all game. It was a deflected effort from was it Heung-min Son or from Ndombele from the left-hand side of the box. Yeah. We're showing no threat. Everyone back behind the ball.
This gives me no confidence for the cup final.
No, I mean our only saving grace is that cup final has been moved to April. Because if we were playing City in the cup final in the next couple of weeks, there's only one winner. Yeah. The only hope we have is there's some sort of turn in form, between now and the 27th of April. But we really think
this is going to be a huge talking point. But do you blame this game on the players or Mourinho this game here today? Just by what you've seen here today.
What's he got to do with Mourinho? He's got everything spot on.
What can Jose do with these players?
Yeah.
What can any manager, any tactic in world football put this group of 11 players out against Manchester City and even come close to getting a result? This isn't Jose at all. Of course, Jose isn't perfect. I'm going to say this every time. I'm not Jose out, but I will criticize Jose when I feel he needs to be criticized. But at the end of the day, I said before the game, I would take a small defeat in this one because it had the potential to get really, really ugly for us. Now, there's going to be people in the chat saying, why do you want us to lose? I don't want us to lose. But I don't want us to get beaten 7-8-0 either. But yeah, look, Dele Alli is coming on for Ndombele, which is a very interesting change.
That is very
interesting change. Tired, Matt. He has played a lot of football. And we all know his fitness isn't 100% where it should be. So I'd say he's just tired.
Yeah, pat in the back there by Jose as Ndombele appeared to actually walk down the tunnel. There's certainly no sort of disagreement there or anything. Yeah, no controversy.
Maybe he has a knock.
Oh, he better not.
If he has a knock, I'm not watching.
Oh my God! Who was that? Sanchez.
Yep,
of course it was.
Oh, what a donkey! No one near him, and he still can't even control the ball. People want to blame Mourinho for this shit.
Look,
honestly,
oh, come on!
It's caught up underneath his feet. Everyone, let us know what you think about that change there by Spurs bringing Dele Alli on for Tanguy and Ndombele. Let us know in the live chat. Here's Tanganga dispossessed by Phil Foden and takes him down cynically. It's a free kick for Man City.
2 on him. No one went to help him. No one went to give him an option to pass out of that situation.
I feel bad for Tanganga. I feel bad for Kane, Sonny.
But you know what? Tanganga has looked like the experienced left back today, or experienced full back today compared to Ben Davies. I couldn't believe what I seen Ben Davies being out muscled and put to the ground there. That's shocking. First and foremost, as a defender, you're supposed to have strength. Do you know what I mean? So them situations don't happen.
I still want to remind people as well, we usually do our member call-in show before the game, but since there was less of us here on the live stream, we're going to do that after the game instead. So if you are already a channel member, I'll put the link in the community feed shortly after full time for you to join and have your say. If you're not a channel member, hit that join button down below and everything will be explained for you there as well. You get access to player rating videos after every watch along if you're at a Premier League or Champions League level as well. A quick shout out to to all of our channel members so far. We got Aaron Fernandez, Kaylee Lowe, James Watson, Adam Fox, Amir Sarder, Arvin the Analyst, Noy Dior, Will Stewart, Arthur Everett, Wolf Mahler, Elliot Walsh, Paul Markey, Kenneth, Wayne Bonner, Louis Landers, A. Cohn, Bradley Coombs, Liam Donovan, The Danish Yid, JHAM, Spartan 7 Gaming, Eunice, Christopher W, Jiminy, DJ Samuel, Martin Mongan, RC Sports, Haytham Al-Batashi, The Last Minute Winner Podcast, Darrow Flanagan, Premier Hotspur TV, Jeremy Smith, and Ratty Star. So thanks to all of you.
Oh my Lord, Sanchez. Oh, holy shit.
Oh, I did that again.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I can't believe what I've just seen. Honestly, I cannot just believe what I've just seen him do there right now.
Is that an assist for Ederson?
Joke. Even Ederson standing there laughing and allowing this to happen. Oh my God. Oh my God. Honestly, take him off. I would take him off right now for that. Right now.
Let's see what happens. Ederson gets the ball at his feet in his own box, hoops it over our defence. And it's a kick from the goalkeeper to put Gundogan in on goal. Gundogan takes 2 touches and Sanchez actually falls on his face. I'm not even joking. It's not a turn of phrase. Sanchez falls on his face. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my God.
He lands on his face. And Gundogan goes into the bottom corner.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that and put circus music on it. Honestly, that is shocking.
Have we reached 100 likes yet?
I don't know. Someone has to check Sanchez for a concussion.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Look, not
I was asking for it, Darragh. I was asking for it. And you know what? I was only speaking with one of the lads at work a while ago.
Alright, so at least we got there before City's there.
I was only speaking with one of the lads at work a while ago about how Ederson has how his distribution is so good and how he has actually registered a Premier League assist before, but a goalkeeper has just gotten an assist against us.
Gundogan's gonna finish with a golden boot, man. I swear.
How
many goals he got in?
It's 4 in the last 2 games anyway.
Let me check right now.
This is a joke. I rushed out of work for this.
Oh my days.
Yeah, on the bright side, I have 36 points.
At least we won't go down.
Honestly, if I was Mourinho, after this game, I'd say, look, Sanchez, pack your bags and go on holiday to Colombia. Because you need it. You need it, honestly. Like, don't come to training because, you could see the mistake happening because, like, literally 2 minutes before that, he got the ball. No one was around him. And he nearly fell over. He couldn't control the ball. So you knew something like that was coming. And then, boom, one ball over the top. Sanchez basically, first of all, he should have went and attacked the ball. It's the golden rule. You do not let the ball bounce near your box as a defender. Golden rule. First thing you're taught anytime you're playing football and you're being coached right as a defender. From 5 years of age. Do not let the ball bounce in your box because you're asking for trouble. What does Sanchez do? Run back, watches the ball bounce, and then slips. And falls face plants onto the ground. It's not like your man done any skill. All he done literally was stand still. He stood still and let Sanchez make all the mistakes. It's absolutely shocking. Send him on holiday. I don't want him back here right now. I can't deal with him. Send him on holiday. Bring me back in Alderweireld with moon boots on Thursday night. I can't be dealing with this.
Look, just to kind of follow on for the point here that Paul is making, he says that City side or some side. Absolutely. This City side is utterly incredible. The quality in this team, the chemistry among them is absolutely sensational. And there's no shame whatsoever. There's no embarrassment. There's no shame in losing to this Manchester City side. But each and every single one of those goals is completely avoidable.
Yep.
It was a dodgy challenge by Højbjerg. You will never, ever, rarely find me blaming a keeper when he concedes from a penalty. But Lloris has gotten a huge hand onto that. He should have kept that penalty out. So Lloris and Højbjerg are at fault for that. The second goal, whichever one, Lloris probably should have saved that. And the third goal, I don't know what Davinson Sanchez is doing.
Yeah.
There's no shame in losing to this Manchester City side. But when we're conceding the goals in the way we are, this team are not going to get any sort of credit. They're not going to be caught any sort of slack. Every single one of those goals was avoidable. And without any individual errors in this team, we probably will be comfortably in the top 4. And this game would still be in the lull.
Yep.
And the closest we got to scoring there was a clearance from Ederson that hit off Harry Kane's head and nearly looped over at him. This is a joke.
Preach, man. Preach. Because it's the honest, it's 100% truth, 1,000% facts. You know what I mean? And 3,000% honest. That's exactly what you just said there. It's the truth. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all of our own doing. Again, it's week in, week out. We sit here. We're moaning about Sanchez, Dyer, Mr. Anonymous at left back. Do you know what I mean? No matter who steps in, it's just an absolute shambles. Honestly, Davies, it was like he was auditioning for Dancing on Ice. That's what I felt like.
Ferran Torres to Sterling coming into the box again. Sterling takes on Davis.
Come on.
Squares it. Davis gets the block and it's behind for a corner. Every time City get forward, it feels like they're going to score.
Yeah.
The best thing about this is there's only 20 minutes left. Honestly.
Ben Davies there. Come on. He's been roasted every game. Oh, my God. Frustrates the shit out of me, that guy. He's giving it the fist up. Come on, lads. You know what I mean? First and foremost, forget about the lads. Do your job. Do your job first before you go around trying to G up the lads. Like, if that was me, I'd be looking at him. I'd be like, mate, why are you trying to G me up? You make mistakes every week. You cost us. Do you know, just pipe down and concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing, please, because you're just going to wind me up. That's what I'd be saying to him right now.
Look, to be fair,
okay. Hits it and Lloris makes a save.
He's been poor this game, but the defensive mistakes that cost us haven't come from his end. So I don't know.
Arian, how many times has the guy in around his side?
No,
other people that bailed him out today. Look, go back all the way to the Wolves game. It's just continued on from there every week with this guy.
You can go all the way back to the Wolves game if you're always playing well that game, bar that. And
it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, like I said, it's a 90-minute game. It's not an 85-minute game. I can play well for 85 minutes, but if I cost my team, and I've had a bad game. I'm not accepting that an 85-minute performance is good enough. It's a 90-plus minute game. You have to concentrate. And you have to be switched on.
Back to Wolves. I get that you're saying he's not good enough for the team, and I agree with you. He's not good enough.
What about the Europa League group game performances? You're telling me they were good enough? Because they definitely weren't either.
I know, but you're
telling me last season when he was playing, he was good enough. He wasn't. Arian, this guy is a fraud. He wears a balaclava. He wears a balaclava around the training ground and around the matches because he's robbing his wages. He is a fraud. He's the second. He's the third best Davies in the league. You have Tom Davies at Everton. You have the Davies that Liverpool just signed, and now you have Ben Davies. He's the third best Davies in the league. He's a joke.
I was going to say we have made another sub here. It's Gareth Bale coming on for Eric Lamela. Arian, we'll come to you in this one. Gareth Bale and Dele Alli now have both come on. Do you fear that Jose is trying to just pander to the fan base and bringing these players on? Mm-hmm. Like, do you honestly think these are his substitutes?
The game is lost. He's just trying to just shut the other ones up at this point. I mean,
the Jose out crowd should be sitting there with a hard on right now because this is exactly what they've been calling for. It's exactly what they've been calling for all along. When he doesn't play them, they'll be calling, play Bale, play Dele, even though their attitude has been shit. So they better be sitting there enjoying the fact these players are playing right now. They better be sitting there with a big grin on their face.
Now that you've said that, there'll be like a Bale and Dele link up for a goal right now.
No, what they're going to say is, why did he play them when he doesn't rate them? That's their next one. I already have their excuses before they've even got on live tonight. You know what I mean? So don't even waste your time tuning into them because that's exactly what they're going to be saying. Trust me.
Ball lobbed forward. It's easily dealt with by Stones. This City defence is insane, but they're missing Ruben Diaz tonight, who's been the main turning point in that defence, and they still look so comfortable against what we said earlier in the season was the best attack in the Premier League. This team was completely toothless. Completely toothless. There's no attacking threat whatsoever. Harry Kane hit a free kick off the post, which was a 1 in 10 time thing for him, and excuse me, had 1 in 100, and Ederson kicked the ball off Kane's face, which nearly looped in over him, but this attack isn't good enough, this midfield isn't good enough, this defence isn't good enough. Nothing is good enough right now. Absolutely nothing. 5 defeats and 6. Guys, can we see the end of the Jose spell at Spurs?
No, I think he'll stay. Honestly, you sack him and bring in Eddie Howe? Look, right. What was his former team based on? Outscoring teams. Most weeks they got slapped. It worked for a year or two and they're getting slapped every week and they got relegated. I don't want him near my club. He's the only one available that we can afford if we sack Jose. You know what I mean? We can't keep going through the same cycle as Arsenal. Sack managers. And then by the time you're out of, you're basically clinging on to Europa League by the last thread of your underpants. Do you know what I mean? Then you realise, oh no, we have to stick. We have to stick with the manager now. The players aren't good enough. Arsenal showed us the light. People need to look at Arsenal and say, we're not going down that route. We're keeping Jose. We're going to back Jose. We're going to get the pressure on the board, and they have to back Jose. You back Jose, you win trophies. Geez, Jose Alvarez, I don't want to hear about his CV in the past. But what they don't want to talk about is, in the past, he's been backed at every club. And if his style is suitable for the likes of Real Madrid, Inter Milan, do you know what I mean? And he goes and gets some trophies. They also done it at Chelsea and United, Porto, right? They all won trophies, okay? And why? Because you back the guy. But they don't want to talk about that, but I do.
Yeah, sorry. Edison just completely scuffed a goal kick and it still put City 2-1-2 in our defence. We managed to hold them up anyway, but it's so hard to even try and come up with the slightest sort of positive to discuss. It gets even worse here. Mark says Aguero was warming up. Look, Aguero hasn't scored a Premier League goal since the 21st of January 2020, over a year ago. But I think what that means is he's going to come on and score against Spurs the way our season is going. City in possession here, 15 minutes left, still 3-0. Goals from Rodri and 2 from Gundogan. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. We have passed 100, so let's see if we can get to 150. Reminder, we will have our members call and show after full time as well.
And no one come on and talk to me about Ben Davies or Harry Winks, please. I'll have a nervous breakdown.
Who do you think is worse, David? Winks or Davies?
Both as bad as each other, to be honest. Honestly. Dumb and dumber, that's exactly what they are. Look, for me, I actually think Winks is worse than Davies, to be honest with you, because Winks claims to be a centre midfielder, but yet can't win a ball. It's the area on the pitch most that matters to be able to win a ball. And he can't win a ball. He's not brave enough. You know what I mean? So he's just not good enough to play that position. If I was Winks, maybe I'd be asking to play maybe further up the field, because it's the only way his career is going to work out the way he wants it to work out is if he plays as a centre attacking midfielder. But honestly, I can't have Ben Davies either. I don't even want Sanchez. And look, Doherty's not exempt from this either, just because he's Irish. Don't get me wrong. Doherty's not exempt from this group either.
What's Dilly doing there, man?
He makes up this full choir of shit houses.
Every single one of these players are walking. Højbjerg had the ball in the middle of the park there a second ago, and he looked forward for a pass, and nobody was moving. Nobody was moving.
Over. Why would they run about? They don't care about the badge. You don't have these people to get the mistakes.
Everything Football, thank you for joining the channel membership. Make sure to keep an eye out on the community feed. I'll be posting a link for the call-in show shortly afterwards. Hopefully you'll come on and have your say.
Sorry, quickly, Matty. Is all right? I just want to say that I will be going live a bit later on. Of course, after the fan show and everything else, and once I get it organised. But look, I will be going live tonight, basically talking about this shambles and everything else going on as well. So just look out for that and do tune in later on. It's the Irish Hotspur if you want to catch me. Thanks, Matty.
Absolutely. No worries. There will be a link to David's channel in the description below. If you do want to go over and check him out, make sure to subscribe while you were there. Guys, this is getting tough.
I mean, if you plug my Twitter, I start losing followers after the Stadium's performance.
Riyad Mahrez is getting ready to come on for Manchester City.
Oh, brilliant.
Please get me back regular. Please.
Ederson's actually, it was his second ever Premier League assist, so I was right. He has registered a Premier League assist before, but we're Tottenham Hotspur. One ball from the goalkeeper should not be opening us up. One ball from the goalkeeper should not be ending up with our centre back on his face.
Another underhit pass. Yeah, again.
So team was his first assist.
Matty, do you know if you can get any stats on underhit passes? Because we do so many of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I could, but Son is down here injured. I'll have a look, see what I can find.
He's not injured up there, right?
Spandon here says Arian is awesome. His dedication to Ben Davies is what loyalty is. Look, fair play to you. As bad as he is, and as bad as you know he is, you still stick true to your guns there. Cancelo, there's not much in that.
No, I do admire it. I really do admire it, but by you clinging on to Ben Davies, it is hurting the club because we don't need any more Ben Davies fans. We don't.
The board is not selling him because of me.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean? What they could do is see that you're a big Ben Davies fan and try and promote you just, to try and show us that Ben Davies is good enough. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put anything by this board.
If they do that, I'll change my name, right?
You heard it here first, and Matt is starting blog.
I'd start offering refunds on Ben Davies jerseys. Anyone that was foolish enough to be suckered into getting a jersey with Ben Davies on the back, I'd be looking for a refund.
I'd be surprised if there's anyone other than Arian who has done that. Look, on the bright side, we got Brighton against Aston Villa to look forward to later. That's going to be a cracker of a game. I'm looking forward to that.
Brighton Villa.
Better than this shit.
Right. I know. I honestly think that's going to be a great game, and Rob in the live chat would say the thing as well. But it's at the point where I hate watching Spurs, and I've never said that before. No Spurs fan should ever have to say that. On that point, on that point here, David, your old lads coming in saying, look, lads, you were not slagging the players when we were in the Champions League final. Wake up, it's Mourinho. There are other problems with the club, but he is the main one. This is a very different squad to the players that were in our Champions League final. Looking at the team right now, Tanganga, Sanchez, Davis, Højbjerg, Ndombele, Lamela, Dyer didn't start that Champions League final. They're not the players who got us to the Champions League. There's been a huge overhaul in players in the squad in recent years. And look, a lot of the players are to blame. I don't think anybody can deny that. Mourinho has been to blame for the past and in the past as well. But I think it's very harsh to put all this on Jose when he's playing with an absolutely terrible group of players in terms of quality that they have and all that. As Bale tries to hit one from 25 yards out. What are you doing? Oh, go on, Bale.
Bale.
What a save, Ederson. Where has that been the last 6 months?
Right?
Bale just got the ball at the edge of the box and his incredible footwork, getting in and around 2 or 3 players and hitting one from 20 yards. It's a good save by Ederson. But where's that been?
That came out of nowhere.
I mean, there's no point in doing that when they're 3-0 down to Manchester City when we needed that goal against Fulham.
The Jose outers now are going to use that. Oh, look how class Bale was there. That's what they're going to use tonight now as well.
Oh, that footwork. That's incredible footwork.
That is incredible.
But I agree with you. Where has it been? Why hasn't he not delivered this before? You know what I mean? It must be because he can't get around to the golf course right now.
And said he's paying for a contract.
The thing is on your point, Matty, right? Even like the way you said that half of these players were not the players that played Champions League final. Right?
Sorry, Delhi trying to dive for another penalty. Completely
agree with what you said there, and as well, like we have to remember, half of these players were the players that were criticised under Poch, that people would have said sell under Pochettino, but now they find themselves in the starting 11 under Mourinho. We have to remember this. Like when we were watching Poch, people would have said, "Oh yeah, get rid of Sanchez. Oh yeah, get rid of Lamela." You know what I mean? Oh yeah, get rid of Winks. They're not good enough. Now all of a sudden they're good enough because people don't like Jose. Do you know? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Is that?
Like, I can understand the likes of Kane, Son, players like that who've been here. Like, yeah, they're good enough, but you have to remember the rest of the fill-ins is because it's what they are and what they've always been at Tottenham. Now find themselves in the starting lineup every week because it's what we have to use.
Yeah.
That Champions League run that all the Jose are living off, all Pochettino, it was so overrated. I'm sorry to say it. First of all, we lost. I don't care how we got there. We lost. Doesn't matter. We lost. And we didn't even look like I don't even, the game was fuzzy for him as far as I remember. Yeah, we were peppering them, but we just didn't look like scoring.
Yeah.
It just looked like funny enough a City versus Spurs game, but normally the one that we win. Just peppering them without just allergic to scoring. We lost that final. And the Ajax game, it took a hero in Lucas Moore to score a 40-minute hat trick. That's what took us to the final. A 40-minute hat trick. You get those once a decade in football in a semi-final in the Champions League.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck involved in that Champions League run. I fully agree with you. Even go back to that City game, the couple of VAR decisions that went our way. We had 1 point after 3 games in the group stage. You managed to turn that around. Inter Milan failing to beat PSV on the last day of the season while we managed to snag a draw at Barcelona. There's a lot of luck there. But Jeremy Smith here with the £5 super chat says we'll be lucky to get top 6 with this back line. I will not buy any more shirts until the board spend. Thank you for the super chat, Jeremy.
Mike, can you get up Tim's comment there, please?
I can. Yeah.
Okay, David is tearing our players apart. Poor form. Show how flip-flop our fans are. No loyalty. First of all, I think you'll find I'm one of the most loyal fans here for Tottenham. Every week I sit here, I big our players up, I praise them. Right? But one thing I'm not afraid to do, which is a part of the problem is why where we are, is because fans like yourself there who, get onto me having to go at players. At the end of the day, why can't I? When I'm watching this shit, why can't I have a go at the players when they're not being good enough and they're not playing for the badge I want? That, I argue that, you know what I mean? You're more flip-flop than I am because I'm the one not afraid not to sit here and call them out purely in the name of Tottenham and the badge that I have on my chest every time I sit here. Do you know what I mean? So don't turn around, don't start saying it's flip-flopping, it's bad form. At the end of the day, it's not acceptable. You know what I mean? I pay BT, I pay Sky, I pay Amazon. You know what I mean? I pay for jerseys. I pay to get over there. You know what I mean? I'm dedicated to this club. I don't want to see this shit. The players have to be called out if they're not good enough. It's as simple as that. Yep. Let's stop hiding from the fact that people sitting there, we've an amazing squad. We don't because all you're doing is doing the board's job for them. Do you know what I mean?
Tim replies and says, "You turn on the team after one goal goes in. It's cringe." Well, Tim, tell me what the problem here is then. If it's not the players, what's the problem? What's the point in not? No, we're not turning on the team because we've conceded one goal. We turn on the team based on how that goal is conceded and why we're in a position that one goal is enough to take 3 points when you play against us. What's the point in not? We're not turning on the team. None of us, nobody that has been on this channel ever has turned on this team, and I can tell you that for a fact. We give out and criticize players who are not good enough to be in the squad, who are not performing to the level that they should be, who are not performing to the level where we can sit here and say they deserve to wear that Spurs jersey. There's a difference between turning on people and actually putting together some logical criticism on why they are not good enough, which is all you'll ever find in this channel. So if you're not happy about it, don't watch the channel. It's as simple as that. But don't come here giving out about the people that are on it when they're better fans than you are, clearly.
But as well, he's probably the same time the person that was giving out the way we were playing when we were top of the league. Do you know what I mean? I'm not messing. He probably is like that. Like at the end of the day, when we were sitting here top of the league, I was sitting here defending the way we were playing. I was sitting here defending it. Do you know what I mean? Even though a lot of Spurs fans were criticising it. Now I argue, like, do you know what I mean? I wasn't criticising the team when we were winning, like about 70% of our fan base were, Matty. So why can't I sit here and criticise the players? Do you know what I mean? I praise them when they're good, and when they're shit, I criticise them. What's the problem? Same as everybody. You know, look, Tim, if you're happy to pay your membership to BT and Sky, you know what I mean, and watch this shit every week, well, fair play to you, but I'm not.
Yeah, look, it's not just the money that, it's the money we pay to the club with the jerseys and the scarves and everything that David, you're wearing. Like, if we're putting money into this club, money into supporting this club, we have the right to demand better from them. We have the right to demand, or not even demand, but to want and to look for and to have a desire to see these players playing at the level that they should be playing at. And it's as simple as that. A lot of people say, well said, David. They're loving what you have to say about that. Jordan says, when you compare the two teams, you take probably 8 or 9 of the 11 players in the pitch for City right now compared to the 11 Spurs have. And that's it. Look, aside from Kane or Son, there's nowhere on this pitch where we can say we're better than Man City. Or 11 are better than City. Or like in terms of maybe putting it, what Spurs players would get into the City team, if that makes sense. City are a better team than us, 100%, beyond any doubt. But the way we conceded these goals today just isn't acceptable.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look, we're not sitting here saying we're better than City. We know we're not better than City. Everyone knows we're not better than City. But what you're saying is, Matt, is correct. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we gifted them their goals. City haven't had to work hard for it. We've gifted it to them.
Absolutely. And it's the same against Everton. It was the same against Chelsea, same against Brighton. They never had to get out of second gear to beat us. Ever.
Klopp replaced his whole back line before he was able to win two trophies. Pep did it twice with 400 million. And he won 3 Premier Leagues, is that now? With this? Because they're dead.
Yeah.
That's the difference between what you're seeing now. We see how I said Mourinho got Doherty, Rodon, and fair enough, Reguilon. But he's got, out of 3 players to replace 4 players in the back line, he's got 1 that's top 4 quality. He's got an aging goalkeeper, no good centre back, and no decent right back other than maybe Tanganga after this performance.
I think Aurier has been better this season, but your point is right.
Well, yeah, but Tanganga, Aurier at this moment is just not that good. I think his mistakes are coming back.
Just showing this goal again, the Gundogan one, it's ridiculous. But like, look at on that point you're making, Arian. It's a good point. That back forward is starting today. Every single one of those players was at this club before Jose.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame Jose's defensive tactics for not working when he's not allowed to get his own players to do it.
Yep, spot on.
George says our team can't take without Reggie. CD says the decline of this club is sad. Cross in by Phil Foden. It is headed away by Harry Kane. Harry Kane being the best defensive player in our team. Joel says need a new manager, backroom / fresh tactics, fresh vision.
That's soft.
What do you do? Sterling.
Oh my God, where Joel?
Lloris makes the save.
Well done.
Lloris wakes
Ford
up.
heads it down to Stones, pulls it back to Maris. Højbjerg gets a foot in. Spurs potentially in the counter attack here.
Go on, Bale.
Gareth Bale. Go on, Bale. Pass Cancelo down the left hand side. Ali needs to make a better run there. There's a lot of space to the right of Zinchenko, and he's trying to get that perfect. And he's giving out about Gareth Bale.
He went in hiding behind the defender. He should have made a run.
Covered himself in glory here. At all.
So, see the Ben Davies show. Actually did it quite well. Right?
Football fan says Ali is crap. Yeah, I think Ali was too greedy there. He was trying to be the man to get in on goal rather than. Oh, what are you doing, Lloris? It's a 30-yard pass that he can't make. He's just chipped the ball out of play, and it's on a Spurs player within 15 yards of where that ball has landed.
Oh, holy shit!
This is just hilarious.
No, honestly, I need to go down to the church and light a few candles for Tottenham and pray, because I need to see something that's going to, like, you know, keep me focused on the future. Something that tells me this is going to change, because I'm not messing right now. This is actually painful. It's gone beyond, you know, like, you know, being angry. It actually hurts now. Genuinely, it's actually becoming hurtful. I've gone beyond pissed off and angry. It's getting to the point where it's actually affecting my mood now, these games. Do you know what I mean?
It's heartbreaking. Good touch there by Harry Kane. Oh, son, you got to play that pass.
No, oh, yeah. Go on, Sonny.
No, I mean, he could have put Harry Kane in on goal.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
what? He's winning a throw-in down by the corner flag.
Yeah. I'm not 100% too slow. But it's been like that all game. You know what I mean? They're just too slow. They don't want to play the runners. They want to keep it safe. You know, like, at the end of the day, you're 3-0 down. Why aren't you taking the fucking risks? Actually, correction. Eric Dyer actually has a better haircut than I do.
Man, come on.
Must be bad, David.
I want a goal, man.
Corner straight into Edison's hands.
I want a goal. I want a goal.
Sterling nearly trips over the ball and City. Oh,
what is that? Why are you
for Davis?
Davies. Look, fuck it. He stopped it from being 4-0, didn't he? I suppose.
I guess. But save that. But nah, it's not the 5 yellow cards through all the reset, I believe, so it doesn't matter. I think the only good player this whole game, as honest, has been probably Tanganga. The only anybody else, really stepped up.
And can I just say, when I said for that goal that Davinson Sanchez fell on his face, I was not joking. he fell on his face.
Yeah, no,
the man was standing and then was on his face.
You said that.
He looks like he's acting like Homer Simpson after a few beers.
That's ridiculous. That was Davinson Sanchez after a long ball by Ederson and one touch from Ilkay Gundogan before shooting. And that is what it does to a £40 million centre-back.
I don't even think he made the touch. I think he just saw the bounce.
I don't even know. But Sanchez is just... Oh. And Rob was on here today and he made the point that maybe... Mahrez. What is that?
Come on.
Oh my God, that is embarrassing.
At this point, I'm just trying to see this like a stand-up comedy show. Eric Dyer and Davinson Sanchez, the duo.
I tell you, it's pretty funny for opposition fans, and I would not blame them for laughing at this. The only positive for me is I was doing a competition with one of the lads predicting the games for the weekend, and I predicted 3-0 Man City. Might be a fiver in it for me.
FPL points. Oh wait, yeah. Diaz isn't playing. Stones is, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stones and Laporte.
Got 41 points.
Ben Davies again doesn't even know where the ball is.
Jordan says, like when Phil Jones used his face to defend against Giroud. That's where we're at the level now where we're comparing our centre backs to Phil Jones. You're spot on, Jordan. You know, I'm actually sick of this. Full time, Manchester City 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Again,
game over.
It's not about losing, especially when you're playing against a team like Manchester City, but it's the way you lose. And we embarrassed ourselves tonight. Man City didn't embarrass us. We embarrassed ourselves.
Yeah.
Noy says Europa League is hardest thing ever. Don't think we have a chance. Our player have no idea what to do on the pitch. They play without a manager. Oh, Tim says didn't think you'd read that last one out. Typical. Guys, what can we even say? Oh, shut up, Liam.
It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when does a point of actual personal pride come into this where you don't want to, like, you know, like, because look, players watch BBC, they watch Sky. You know what I mean? When does it come a point of personal pride where they don't want to be clipped up like they are because they're that awful? When does personal pride come into it and say, I don't want to be turning on BT and or Sky or B Match of the Day and seeing me being clipped up looking like a donkey? Where's your personal pride going to come into this and step up and say I have to do better? When does it come to a point where they say, look, these fans, they put so much into this club. They're really pissed off at the minute. Let's go and do it for them. Do you know what I mean? Man, we're in a shambles. We've no direction. We've no direction. But look, I'm the first. I'll be the first one to say, look, the season's not over. Like, I was very optimistic to come here and ask us to beat City today. It's a very optimistic thing to do. Like, you know what I mean? We will have easier games, and hopefully we can get it right and go on a run. But right now, as it stands, I don't see how that's going to happen. And the thing is, look, you can bring in a new manager. The same things are going to keep happening. And all you're going to do is make excuses. Oh, we need to give him time to implement his style of play. It's all you're going to keep saying. And you're going to be proven wrong. That changing the manager is not going to work. It's that simple. The players are not good enough. They cannot do basics. And when you can't do basics, you cannot blame the manager. At the end of the day, they're uncoachable. People talk about coaching. We're not paying Ledley King and Joe Sacramento to do nothing. Because honestly, if they were doing nothing, do you think Levy'd still have them here?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to say on the point here, that argument with Tim. Tim says, lads, if you dish out opinions, you need to be able to take them. Mine is voice, and then you tell me I'm better off not watching the channel. Is this what being a Spurs fan with a different opinion is? We're dishing out opinions and we're able to take them when it comes to the team, Tim. You said something personal about David. That won't fly in this channel.
No, you just basically said, that I'm flip-floppy and I don't, I'm not a Tottenham fan. At the end of the day, don't question someone being a fan when they're as passionate as I am and not expect a passionate response. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
Jordan says, bring in whatever manager you want. Players are not good enough. And it is as simple as that. You can't watch these last 6 games, maybe excluding that one against West Brom, and say these players aren't good enough. Look, 5 defeats in 6, the manager deserves blame. I will say that every single time. The manager deserves blame for that game against Brighton. We should have beaten them. The game against Chelsea, they did not play well. We probably should have gotten more in them as well. But at the end of the day, these players are just useless. These players are not good enough. This defence can't stop conceding goals. This attack can't start scoring. And what manager can fix that? Like I said, what manager can put those any 11 players that were at this team tonight, put them out on that pitch against Manchester City and render any sort of a result whatsoever? This game tonight for me, from minute 1, was about damage limitation. And I hate to say it as a Spurs fan. It actually hurts me inside to say that we're going into this game and hoping for a small defeat. And that's where we are. These players aren't good enough. These players cannot compete at the level that they should be. These players cannot compete with any team in this league. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Brad with a £5 super chat says, do you think we should rest players in the Premier League and go all out for the Europa League? It's the trophy and Champions League football. Thank you for the super chat, Brad. David, I'll put that one to you.
Look, there's no guarantee you're going to win the Europa League. At the end of the day, we have to stay in all the competitions that give us a chance of getting European football for as long as we can. Okay, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, the longer the season goes on and if you can go deep in the Europa League, okay, then you start to maybe prioritise. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, winning the Europa League is a huge bonus for Jose Mourinho because he's got the Champions League like the board wanted and he's won a trophy like us fans wanted. So it's a win-win situation for him, the Europa League. But the thing is, we cannot afford just to sack the league off right now and just go all out for the Europa League. You just can't do it. I'm not being funny. I could, if Jose had done that, I couldn't sit here and accept it. I couldn't. I cannot sit here and accept throwing away games. It's as simple as that. I couldn't. So for me, you have to go for both.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anything to say in that, Lily White?
I'm just embarrassed. I'm just absolutely embarrassed. I mean, honestly, as much as I wanted us to win, as much as I predicted to win, I didn't predict something, honestly, to come out of this game, let alone a 3-0 win. And that was honestly embarrassing to watch. That one was hard to watch. I came the closest I've ever been to turning the television off because that one just hurts. That one just hurts me right here. It's like a dagger to the heart. And if I'm Jose Mourinho, I'm saying half of these players, they deserve to play. They're good enough for the team. And I'm saying to the other half of the players, you stand up there in the pissing rain, you stand up there in the freezing cold and you wait there all night and then you come back from Manchester because I'm absolutely sick of it. And once again, it's like you can literally clip up my last thing from the last time I came on here. It's individual mistakes once again that cost us. Højbjerg, a penalty. Sanchez, what was Sanchez doing? Come on. He literally gets spun and falls over on the floor.
Yeah. Again, when I said falls on his face, I absolutely meant falls on his face. He landed on. I don't know how many ways I can say it. He actually landed on his face. It's not a turn of phrase. That's simply what he did. Let's take a few more comments here. Ref says, I promise you, we've been saying this for years. Levy and Lewis business plan, it's profit every year, no trophies necessary. Look, I feel is that's you can't really deny any of that. Vince says, I love Lily White talk, so much sense. Absolutely agree on that. Yeah. Arian, where do you think we go from here?
Look, I'm going to try to be Mr. Positive. I'll give that up. It's difficult 3-0 down, but I think one thing is definitely the City team is unbeatable at this moment. So losing against them, regardless of what form we're in, is to be expected to some extent, but those individual mistakes are really horrible to even think about. What I will say is the football we played against Everton, we scored 4 goals. Yes, 4 goals wasn't enough, but we did score 4 goals. That was never likely to make a return against City. It could make a return against West Ham because obviously just City, we normally just do have one certain game plan to go with them every time. So hopefully we can play some more expansive football next time and see if that works out, because clearly if we can't score and we can't defend anyways, what's the point of not attacking? Because regardless, we're going to concede goals, so at least let's try to score a few. I guess that's the only positive I can think of at this moment, and it's a really stretched one too. But that's all I'll tell you, because this game is just these past couple of months have been atrocious for Spurs. Like, just I can't think of I can, but it's just worse. It's just so hard to think about. And about Jose, I was going to say this when we were talking about the Champions League run, right before we segued to something else. I forgot, but I'm just going to quickly mention people who mentioned the Champions League final and stuff. Our domestic form in that run was horrible. If anybody remembers, I think after, what was it, March or April, whatever it was, that Burnley game.
Straight after Christmas.
Right, exactly. It was atrocious. So I don't want to hear anything about Mourinho being this or that. We're in a cup final as well with Mourinho too, so I don't care what competition it's in. Cup final there as well. So he's doing the exact same job Pochettino did with much worse players, because at least Pochettino had a decent center-back partnership. The domestic form then is just as bad as it is now. If not, and I don't know if I'd say worse, but this whole thing with Pochettino did better with these players is complete nonsense. So I'm not going to get onto his back for this whatsoever. But these players let Pochettino down, got him the sack. I really hope they don't do the same to Mourinho, even though I'm afraid that it could happen.
Yeah, I think even the most Josean fans could, I think, too, have to be open to the fact that his time with the club could be coming to an end. Whether you want it or not, this board have been known to cut managers short at the shortest little wrongdoing or fall in form. We've lost 5 games in 6 as a team who probably should be in at least the top 4 race. That form simply is not acceptable. Tim here says, hands up, questioning the loyalty was harsh, and for that I apologise, David, but I'm standing by the constant player ripping apart. We're the worst fan base for it. Anyways, come on, you Spurs and Mate. Thanks for that, Tim.
Well, Tim, to be honest with you, thank you very much. But what I will say is we're not the worst fan base for ripping players apart. Exactly, we're the exact opposite. We're the best fan base in the world for making excuses and defending our players and club. There's no better people to do it than Tottenham Hotspur fans. And that's the reason why we're in the situation we're in, because no one wants to talk about the problems. We want to gloss over it like there is none. We want to pretend it's a nice, smooth path. It's not. It's not. And this is the reason why we're in the situation we are. At the end of the day, everyone lets the board away with things. And when you don't, the only way to get change is by speaking about it. When you speak about it, you get action. When you get action, you get change. So it has to start with speaking about the problems first. And if you don't do that, that's why the board keep pulling the wool over our eyes. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is all the money we all put into this club, every single one of us here watching, you know what I mean? And this is the return we're getting with some of these average players. We shouldn't be in this position. We have to be able to, in a position to accept it's not good enough. And look, sorry, mate, just before you get on to the super chat. Look, I'm well aware, and I'm not naive to know the manager always carries the can. Always carries the can. He'll be the first one to go because it's the easiest route. But as us Spurs fans, we need to realise, even if Mourinho does take the can for this, you need to keep your focus, and we need to still keep talking about the board. Just because Mourinho goes and another manager comes in, it doesn't mean them problems aren't there. We still need to keep talking about these things. And like I said, you talk, you get action, you get change. Sorry, Matt, go ahead with the super chat there.
Before I get to this, I do want to say we'll be starting to bring channel members on in about 5 minutes. So please head over to the community feed if you are a channel member and you want to have your voice heard. Jordan coming in with the £10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Jordan. Says, too many of these players would not even get into championship sides. Ajax should get praise for the best scam ever. 42 million for Sanchez. Embarrassing. Keep up the great work on the channel, guys. Thank you very much for that, Jordan. Lily White, we'll come to you. Sanchez embarrassed himself again today, didn't he?
You know what, right? Following on from what David said about our fan base, and this is something Sorry, I've got a bad throat. But this is something that's frustrated me for a long time, that when players make individual mistakes and when we lose games, our fan base, and I love to be positive, but certain fans always ignore the negatives. And I'm a bit sick of it. And all of these people who are saying Jose out, you know, I respect you're a Tottenham fan. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But no. Sacking Jose in no way, shape or form is the answer. And it goes beside me how people can actually think that sacking Jose is going to resolve all the issues at this club. Jose Mourinho has to deal with Pochettino's deadwood and only being backed with certain players who are actually top of his list, because our board loves to go for the second best option. They love to go for the cheaper option. And you know what? I'm absolutely sick of it. We went out there and we've been absolutely embarrassed. Embarrassed by Manchester City. Davinson Sanchez, like you say, fell flat on his face. Ridiculous. Hugo Lloris. What was Hugo doing? Seriously. It's two savable shots. Yeah, he gets hands to it, but he doesn't keep it out the net. It's like, that's one of the things I've been praising him for, being a shot stopper. He wasn't stopping any shots today, but it's this defence. It's this defence which simply isn't good enough. Arian, I know you love Ben Davies, but his performance today just made me want to.
Poor Arian's getting a kick in today with the Ben
Every
Davies.
time everyone's talking about the defense, like, Arian, I know you love him, and I'm here just saying, I know, but every time it gets mentioned.
He got absolutely ran onto today, like every single time. I'm sick of it. And Pep Guardiola as well, you know, tactical masterclass from him, the way he put Sterling on the side of Ben Davies, because he knows that Ben Davies is shit. He knows if I put him next to Tanganga, he ain't getting nowhere. But he knows if I put him next to Ben Davies, he's going to get everywhere. He's going to have enough space to build a bloody statue. But I'm just sick of it. And it's about time that we call out this board, right? Because the position we are in right now is because of the board. The reason Tottenham Hotspur lost that 3-0 game is because of the board. It's because of Enoch. Because look at it from a standpoint as Jose Mourinho wanted a new centre-half and a new creative midfielder in the January transfer window. What did he get? Absolutely nothing. He got nothing.
A manager is only as good as his players. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. This notion where a manager can come in, can come in and create wonders. A manager is only as good as the players.
It's just simple. Swap the two managers today, the result would have been the same.
And you know what I'll say about Jose Mourinho and people who continue saying Jose out, right? If you want to continue saying Jose out, then please watch this. Please, please look at the bigger picture, because it's not Jose Mourinho. This guy has done everything he possibly can with his team. He's changed around the team. He's changed around players. When everyone wanted Dyer to be dropped, he dropped Dyer. When everyone wanted Dele Alli back in the squad, he brought Dele Alli back in and subbed him on a couple of times. When everyone wanted Dele out, he brought Dele out. You know, everyone asked for defensive football when it was working well. He played it. Expansive football, he played it. What more can he actually do? What more can he get out of this rubbish, woeful bunch of players? They're simply not good enough. They're simply not good enough. And I'm absolutely sick of it, because I wanted to be sitting here right now, joyful, wearing my Højbjerg Viking hat, which I'm proposing about ripping it in two right now, but I want to be sitting here with my Højbjerg Viking hat talking about a 3-0 win for us. I want to be sitting here talking about Tottenham Hotspur in a title race, but once again, we're sitting here talking about an embarrassing loss and Jose Mourinho. The headlines on the papers tomorrow morning, mark my words, are going to be Jose out with a question mark, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to his new paper headlines. But look, we're going to start getting channel members on very shortly. Arian, any final words on today's performance?
I don't even know if I want to keep talking about that performance. It was just atrocious. I'm just hoping that hopefully I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. to watch that West Ham game. 4 a.m.
Oh, God.
You have any idea if I want to do that? I didn't watch the West Brom game because of that, because at the same time.
That's painful.
We'll see what happens. I guess that is. Yeah, but you guys getting channel members on, so I'm probably gonna go. Thank you so much for having me on. It was great to have this watch along. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Aaron. I really appreciate you giving your time today, and Lily White Lane as well. Thank you so much to the two of you for joining in. Head over to Lily White Lane's YouTube channel. Anyone who has enjoyed what he has to say, which I'm sure is all 320 of you in the live chat right now. Thank you very much for the two of you for your time, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. See you, lads.
All right, see you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks very much for helping me out earlier on as well, lads. Really do appreciate it.
We got our channel members on in a second. First of all, James McKevin coming in with the £5 super chat saying thanks for the crack, lads. Come on, you Spurs. Thanks very much for tuning in. As always, James, hugely appreciated, and thank you for the super chat. Let's get our first channel member on anyway. Fen waiting in the back room. Fen, how are you?
All right, lads. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, but not very happy with that display, really.
Yeah, it was a poor performance from start to finish. It was, look, at the end of the day, there's no shame in losing to Manchester City, but the defence wasn't good enough today. What did you make of Hugo Lloris's performance in that one?
Well, I think the first one, well, obviously it is a penalty kick, but I think to get him one hand on it and going the right way, and obviously it wasn't the greatest of penalties, but I think he should have maybe stopped that one. Then the second one, I think that's really poor. And then I don't even want to talk about the third one, Davinson Sanchez. I mean, what is he doing in the starting lineup? We've got Alderweireld on the bench waiting there, we've got Rodon on the bench waiting there, and we're starting Sanchez at the back. I don't, like, what?
The only thing I can say to you on the Alderweireld part, maybe that he did play the full game against Everton, that he might needed that bit of rest. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm not making excuses. Yeah. That's literally the only thing I can think of. But Rodon, I don't understand. I'll be honest, I probably would rather Rodon than Sanchez, but I think Sanchez started on the basis that he was off the back of a clean sheet against West Brom and scored 2 against Everton. I think maybe that's probably why he started. But after today, send him on holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look, we had Højbjerg and Ndombele starting in the midfield in the middle of the park in that 4-2-3-1. It was, look, Lamela and Lucas have done quite well in that area there. But Finn, do you think we should have started with that 3 in midfield to try and kind of take control of that game a bit more?
Yeah, well, I think Sissoko should have started, to be fair. I quite like Lucas and Lamela's work rate and whatnot, but I just don't think that they really cut Premier League standard week in, week out 90 minutes. So I would have probably gone for Sissoko and Højbjerg in the midfield, and then with Ndombele in front.
Yeah, I think when we did look a bit more kind of fluid going forward in that second half when that did happen, but I think the goal early on in that second half really knocked the stuffing out of every single one of those players, and we saw the lack of effort. Just on the substitutions Jose made, he brought on Gareth Bale and Dele Alli as well, 2 players who we know haven't been his favourite at the club, but ones that the fan base have been looking for. Do you think those were Jose subs, or do you think he's trying to give the fan base what they want a little bit more?
Well, I think bringing Dele Alli on at that point was actually a decent decision, because I think at that point in time we needed more creativity and we needed more spark going forward, and I think that was what we got with Dele Alli, and he's much more stocky and he's much more bigger than a Lucas Moura in there. So that I think he made an impact. But Bale coming on, I think he showed a bit of great footwork that run that he had, forcing probably the best save from Ederson all game. So yeah, I understand why he brought them on, but whether they were the right decisions for the right players, I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. I think there was some questionable side to those substitutions as well.
Do you think maybe he took off like Ndombele and Lamela with a view for the next game ahead? Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they have been our better players. The game is over. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they both have had injury problems. So why not take them off? You know what I mean? And reserve some of their energy, because all we were doing at that point is just chasing the ball around. Yeah,
it's a good point. When is West Ham? Is it midweek or is it on the weekend?
It's next Sunday.
Next Sunday, early kickoff.
We got Wolfsburger on Thursday.
I mean, possibly, but I think fair enough. They're coming in and he wants to keep them on because they can make a bigger impact. But I think we should have chucked Vinicius on personally to get more of that aerial threat, because so then we can chuck the balls in the box, and we found that much easier. So,
but do you think he's warranted it though, like with his past few performances? Because look, let's be honest, he hasn't been great. Like for me, if I was a player and I was sitting on the bench watching Harry Kane for months when we were top of the league, I'd be looking how I could replicate my game to his, to be able to get in the team first and foremost, and to be able to help the team and contribute. Because it means he'd be off to a flying start if he can kind of at least do some of that job. Like he's never going to be able to do exactly what Harry Kane does, but he can try, and he just hasn't. Like, you know, every time he's just hitting behind defenders waiting for a ball into the box. And he hasn't. He's won he's won barely any of them as well.
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from.
We've texted somebody here with the $2 super chat saying none of the defenders are better. Shame. Thanks for the super chat deck. But Fen, what are your thoughts on the defenders of the club right now?
I mean, we've just had the transfer window go, and I'm actually quite worried for the season, for like the next 14 games ahead. I think we're going to struggle in the Premier League this season, and I think although we can try and grasp stuff from the trophies and whether we can pick this win up in the Carabao Cup final, but realistically, I think they're all poor. I mean, I think Rodon deserved the start, as I've already mentioned. I think, yeah, he's got a mistake in him, but starting Tanganga today, I didn't think he was half bad. I think he would have done a better job than what Doherty would have done if Doherty would have started in there. Yeah. But I mean, I would have quite liked Aurier to start, but is Aurier injured? Do you know anything about that?
He was supposed to be back in the squad for today. I think he did have a knock, and they said he'd be back today, but of course wasn't even on the bench. But there's a lot to be said about that. I was impressed with Tanganga as well. But Fen, before we let you go, so we have a few more channel members here waiting to come on. What are your thoughts on Jose and his future at Spurs?
I think we need to stick with him for now. I think we have just lost to Manchester City, but we have to remember Manchester City are the top team in the Premier League right now. They're the team to beat at the minute in the Prem. And although poor performances at Liverpool and stuff, they're also, well, obviously Liverpool were top of the table when we played them. So I think more ownership is on the board and what we did in the transfer window than Jose at the minute. But I think if we keep going this way and the poor performances keep going, then I don't think he's going to be around for long.
Yeah, no, I do have to agree on that one. I think we should stick with him, but he's walking on very thin ice at the moment. Anyway, Fen, thank you so much for calling in today, and thank you for being a channel member and all the support in the channel. It is hugely appreciated, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.
See you.
Big up. See you soon, man.
Next up, let's get on everybody's favourite channel member. I say it every single time he's on here, Arthur Everett. Welcome to the live stream, Arthur. How are you?
Sick.
That was a poor performance, Arthur, wasn't it?
Very, very poor. It's the first time I've ever turned Spurs off. I turned the telly off because I just couldn't stand it. No more. Yeah. To me, my own opinion is that we've only got 6 players what are good enough to play for this team.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, Song, Nombele, Horgenberg, Lo Celso, and Tanganga. Yeah, and Rodon if he stays at Spurs because he's only on loan. Don't forget, and they're the only players we've got what are good enough. The rest they've got to go. They have got to go. Luis, look, Hugo is losing us so many points and games. You know, I'm just sick of it. And we can't get rid of Jose because Jose will get us there if he's got the players. You can't blame Jose for these results. Jose's got one friend in the hierarchy with the board. Yeah. That is Daniel Levy, because he's always wanted Jose there. So he's got a friend in Daniel. And I think Daniel realises that these players are no good, and he's got to help Jose. Because when you think of it, I know people saying, oh, yeah, we're losing and all this. But how comes we've still got the second best defence record in the Premiership? It just shows you what a good job he is doing with these crap players. You know, and these individual mistakes are costing us all the time. And we can't do nothing about it. We're stuck with it until we get new players. We only want about 4. I know it sounds, you know, we only want 4. But 4 good players would make us a one hell of a team. You know, that's my point of view. And I'd like to say, you, Matt, you, David, and Marcelo are great fans of Tottenham. You say it as it is. If they're no good, if the players are no good, you tell them that they're no good. You've got an opinion. You just can't keep saying, well, no, they're not. You know, you've got to tell the truth about these players. And the fans have got to accept it, you know. And, you know, that's my grief tonight.
Look, I appreciate that,
Arthur. So much, Arthur. Really, really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So come here. Do you think Hugo Lloris he's done? Do you think maybe he's past his best?
He's done. Finished. Get rid of him. Got to go.
Yeah.
You think it maybe is a case that he knows Joe Hart is never going to get in ahead of him, and that he just there's no competition for his place? Maybe that he's being a bit.
But also, I would take the captaincy off him.
Yeah, 100%.
Captaincy off of him.
He shouldn't have it.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, I would put Joe Hart in. Sod it. Yeah. Put him in. You can't do no worse than him.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Not at this moment, anyway. Not at the form he's on. Look at the amount of games he's cost us over the last few weeks. The amount of saves he should have saved. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't been good enough. It just hasn't.
No, that's right. And I don't know why he don't play Rodon. You know, give the boy a chance. You know, let's. To me, he looks a good player.
Mm-hmm. He looks good. He's a young player who will probably make mistakes due to his youth and naivety, but he has a lot of potential. We've Tech W saying this is the best call with wisdom, agreeing with everything you're saying there, Arthur. Where do you think Spurs go from here?
Down the pan.
That could be the way we're going. It really could be.
I still think he should give him some of the youngsters in and give them a chance. They've got a bit more passion, a bit more energy. They've got more going. Go for it. That's what I say.
Not at this point.
I agree. Bring in
the youngsters in. Make the older ones work.
Bring in some of these youngsters. I can't wait till we get Skippy back from Norwich.
Yeah. He's going to be a great addition.
He's playing blinders. We've got nothing to lose to play these young players now.
Yeah. And we still have Ryan Sessegnon.
We're not going to get in top 4. Forget that. We ain't going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And when we play City in the final, I just hope it ain't a bad score.
But I'll tell you, Arthur, keep the optimism for the final. On a final day, anything can happen. At the end of the day, I want you to look forward to the final. I don't want you to be dreading it. What I say to you, we could definitely pick up form by the time the final comes around. So do not give up hope on the final. No. I've already said it here before. I know it's only League Cup. But I mean, that star of the trophies, I'd probably cry if we won it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how much the trophy means to me right now.
Yeah, because Dave, Matt asked me what it feels like to win the trophy, and I was telling him, if we're winning and those last 5 minutes, that is agony. I tell you, that is pure agony. What your whole body goes through. It's such a lovely agony, until you've actually been there and experienced it. You don't know what it's like. Those last 5 minutes from you and winning a cup. It's just incredible. And we have got to go back down there again. Come on, Jose, and I think he'll still be here because, like I've said, Daniel Levy's always wanted him. And he can see the problems we've got.
Absolutely. And look, let's hope that's a type of agony we feel on the 27th of April, having that last 5 minutes of a cup final victory. But we certainly have a lot of work to do before we get there. Anyway, Arthur, we've another channel member to bring on, so we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much for the call in. We always enjoy your call and your wonderful guest as well today. So hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye-bye, lads.
See you, Arthur.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Look, everyone, while we're having these member calls on, I'm trying my best to get through all the comments, but if you do want to make sure your comment is read out, pop in a super chat and I can guarantee we will get to it. Also, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. And don't forget to head over to the Irish Hotspur, who so kindly hosted the first hour of the watch along, and subscribe to. And
your super chats also mean that you won't have to put up with me hosting, because we all agree Matty is 10 times better. So your super chat will help Matty be here from the very start instead of being in work. So it really would help him out.
Well, look, I saw the comments when I came in. People were loving your hosting there as well. Anyway, next up, let's bring on Aravind. Aravind, how are you?
I'm really frustrated after the match. It's like 4 a.m. over here watching the match.
Oh, God. That's dedication. That's loyalty to the club. Yeah. I hugely admire that. Fair play to you.
Yeah.
To be honest, if we want to play the Jose Mourinho way, then to be serious, we need to get the players he wants or if because Daniel Levy wanted to bring him and last season and he really wanted him, and if you're giving him players who can't play his style, then I don't see where we're going forward with it. I don't know why Sanchez starting. I mean, to be honest, everyone's saying that our defense is good, but we don't have really good options. Yeah, we have a really good. We have some players, youngsters who may come up further in future, but as of now, dependable of Jose Mourinho, we don't have anyone. Even Alderweireld is making some few mistakes here and there. He's the only reliable person, but I think so his days are over. He's around 32, 33. We need to freshen up there.
No, I've alluded to that before. I agree with you. I've alluded that this season is probably going to be his last one, or at least his last good one at Tottenham, and it's already looking like it's coming to an end.
And Ben Davies, I don't know why he's still in the club. I think so he needs to find a move. He's been here for a long time, and I can't watch him play. I mean, look, we more than the first team squad, we need to build some players who can also be squad players in our team who can back up. We don't have any one of that, regardless of the first team. Like we have Kane, or Lo Celso, and Dombley, few players who can play really well, and so on. We are too dependable on them, and I think so. Lamela, today's game could have played much better. He's not finding the final pass. He's too with the ball a lot. Could have played much better. Kane had an off game today, and yeah, we don't have much options. I don't know further where we need to go. We need to really freshen up our squad, and this totally shows how far we are behind Manchester City in the way we have built our squad, and this needs to be addressed soon.
Absolutely, I fully agree with you on that one. So we just have Tim here saying when we win the cup, I'll get an Irish Hotspur as my dad t-shirt and wear it around Dublin. Well, look, we'll have to get pictures of that, Tim, if it does happen. But
That's a brave one. You never write Jose Mourinho off in a final. That's a brave comment.
Fingers crossed we get that done to get those pictures. But look, Arvind, it just wasn't good enough today. And as you said, it shows how far behind we are. Everton, Chelsea, City now all beating us without really getting out of second gear. And a lot of fans are putting that blame on Jose Mourinho. Yeah. What's your stance to the manager?
To be serious, he's giving his best of what he wants to do in his position. This thing. He's not. I'm not saying whatever he's doing is perfect, but when he's a bit confused about what lineup he needs to go with. Should I play Sanchez? Should I play Toby? Because he's not confident with any of the players at the back. So he's just trying different combinations and set, and not. To be honest, nothing is working for him, and he needs to find some team which needs to be provided with him. I just want to ask the board, if the board is wanted to bring him and back him, then give him the players. If you don't want to give him the players and you want to play a team where you want to bring your type of players but cheap and they can manage with youngsters, then find another manager. That's the thing. If you want to play a Mourinho way, then listen to him and get him the players. Or else there's no point of having him in the club and giving him these type of players. It's not going to help us as a club and him as a manager. So they need to make a decision. If you want to back him, give him the players, or else then there won't be any improvement as a squad if you're going to go forward with him. So that's the only thing I need to ask as a manager, what he's trying to do with his style, and it's been working for a huge years, which is have success. He's doing his best, and it worked well for the first 14 matches and just gone in a really good turmoil with a lot of bad results. So I think so they need to work on that soon. Yes, let's see what happens further in the upcoming matches. I think so 2-3 results to just build confidence. And just wanted to hint up the Hugo Lloris. I still back Hugo Lloris to be in the club. I know he's making a lot of mistakes. I think so that's a feel of confidence which is really short at him. Yes, he's this thing. We need someone to back him, a bit of competition to come up. But I feel he's having a really big confidence issue. Because I never seen him doing these type of silly mistakes, simple mistakes. I think so. It's the thing of his defenders not giving him confidence, or something which is happening. Because you see the first 14 matches he was doing incredible well when he had that confidence where his defenders used to support him. I think because of that issue, it's really spoiling our whole back. And hopefully, I think so. Reguilon comes soon at the left back position. I can't see Ben Davies providing any outlet as a defense or forward. He's not doing anything at the left, and it was a walk in the park for the Manchester City players.
Yeah, and that's the biggest concern for me, is that it was so easy for them. David, you have any questions you want to ask?
Just on the Hugo Lloris thing, I do agree with you. I think it's more of a complacency issue more than anything. But at the same time, like, let's not score over the fact over years his passing has been bad. He has conceded goals that he should have saved. Like, every player over the course of career is prone to mistakes. But right now with Hugo Lloris, it's not good enough, and we have to sit here and talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the start of the season, I actually said, like, lads, we do need to start talking about Hugo Lloris's long-term replacement, because, there's no guarantee he's going to sign his new contract. If he decides he wants to go to France and play for PSG and win a title before he retires, you can't stop him. Do you know what I mean? You just can't stop him. And there, for me, like, I was hoping that this year, throughout the season, they were going to use this to scout Hugo Lloris's replacement and then get him in the summer. But right now, do you know what I mean? You could end up in a position where you're not going to do that. Hugo Lloris won't sign a new contract, so he runs down his contract next season. Because at the end of the day, there's more pressing issues. We have to invest in defenders first. Do you know what I mean? And then you come into a summer then where you're looking at Joe Hart or Gazzaniga, and you still haven't replaced Lloris. So it's quite concerning. What do you think?
Yeah, it's true, and it's very hard to find good goalkeepers in the current state. But there are some few goalkeepers we can buy who's doing really well, like Nick Pope at Burnley. If he's available, we can get him for he's not going to cost 50-60 million, hopefully. But at least some players who we can build a thought. But more than the goalkeeper, I think so we need a serious issues at two centre backs. But we have a back in that we need to sell Davinson Sanchez. Who's going to buy him?
Yeah,
I know why still Dyer plays at the centre back position. If he's going to still rely on him for this next season, I don't think so. So who's going to buy him? So we need to sell players to get players in. So that's something which is we need to look forward, because I don't think so. The current market, how Sanchez is playing, he won't go more than 25-30 million max. So if you guys want to get defenders, we need to sell some of them. So we don't know what players we're going to do that. I think so. To be honest, we actually wanted Aurier to go off this season so we could buy someone, but there weren't good potential buyers for him, and we were falling short of 5-6 million. So
there were potential buyers. We just wouldn't lower our asking price.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, there were buyers, but we wanted some range, like at least 20-25 million, which we couldn't get for what we make. So only thing is we need to sell them at a loss and get in new players as fast as possible to just cut our wage bill and get players. That's the only thing.
I fully agree with you on that one. It's the board are just a massive problem, and as David alluded to there, them not accepting the going price for players is a huge problem. They want their price or nothing at all, and it is costing Spurs. But Arvind, one last question I do want to ask you. Gareth Bale came off the bench today in the 72nd minute and had more shots on target than any other Spurs player. Do you think he does have a future at Spurs?
I think so. He needs to get some few chances. He's been sitting on the bench for a lot of time, and he also has something to prove, something in the 6 months he's left in this loan period. And even Real Madrid doesn't want him if he wants to come back. So give him a few shots of games. To be honest, like, it's not like someone is playing better than him, so better at this position that he's not given a chance. Give him this thing. I think so. He needs like 2-3 games to play constant 90 minutes to like actually go forward. You can't just bring him 3 in one game or 4 in one game and tell him to like perform, because he's not played for a long period of time, and he should be given a chance. And I think he was in today's game. He was a bit determined to play and score a lot of goals. So give him a few run of games from Wolfsburg. If he can go 2-3 games and he performs well, then he can give a shot and prove himself. So I think so. He has a chance. I just think so he needs a bit of game time for him to improve.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think there is there a bit of a future there? Do you want to ask something there, David?
No, yeah, just on that. Sorry, mate, quickly. Look, let's not all get fooled by that. The only reason why Gareth Bale come out and done that today is because Jose Mourinho rattled him with a few home truths in the press. That's why. Mm-hmm. That's why he came out and done that today. But he shouldn't need Jose Mourinho to come out in the press to do that. He should have been doing that from the very start. or at least after a couple of months when he's been training and getting fit, he should have started doing it. You shouldn't need Jose Mourinho to come out and tell a few home truths to him in the press to be rattled to do it. He should be doing it anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened to his motivation in the game. Like, why is it dropped so much? Like, what's he thinking? Either is he willing to play, or he's just happy with whatever money he's getting? It's a really big question, because he's a player with huge quality, and you know what he can do if he's in form. But I don't know, he's just not getting the form right now. I don't know how long can we wait as fans, and how long he needs to wait as a player. If psychologically he needs to think that he's not going to be playing in the big club if he's going to perform these bad performances on the road. So he needs to bring it fast.
And just at the same time, look, let's not pretend this is Mourinho's problem. Like, it was the same problem with him at Real Madrid under Zinedine Zidane. But I'm not being funny. If Zinedine Zidane, he was one of my favourite players ever growing up watching him. You know what I mean? And if you can't be motivated to play for Zinedine Zidane, you can't be motivated to play for one of the most decorated managers going at the minute, well then, what are you going to get out for? Let's not pretend it's Mourinho's issue. It was an issue at Real Madrid as well. The problem is it's a Gareth Bale issue, nobody else.
Correct. That's true. Yeah. And he sometimes compares himself, just one last thing, he compares himself that I need to be rated at the level of Messi and Ronaldo, but these guys, Messi and Ronaldo, has been performing really well at the age of 35, and they're showing season in and season out they can go and score 25, 30 goals. Or I know you're playing as a winger, but at least they perform at a level every season, and they show why are they good at football. He's not doing it, so that's the major thing, that why he's not being praised at the level he is. He has some few games where he scored important goals for Madrid to win the finals, but he doesn't prove it every season to come and go score goals, be motivated, and boost the team. So he needs to improve himself as a player. And to end as a note, you guys are doing a really good job, and I keep following your videos and subscribe to your channels. A really good thing to see, to bring people together, all fans together in one whole. Good job, guys.
Thank you very much, Arvind. I hugely appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And I just want to end one thing. I actually have my own YouTube channel. I just wanted to tell, it's called Arvind the Analyst, and I post all my reviews after each game. So if you want to look forward, you can come through it.
Absolutely. Everyone head over to Arvind the Analyst. Make sure to subscribe there. Arvind, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for coming on today to have your say. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. See you.
Thank you very much, and best of luck with your YouTube channel, man.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much to all the members who have called on. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in over the last 3 or so hours. And I know I've said already, but an absolutely massive thank you to David Harris, the Irish Hotspur, for hosting the first hour or so of this watch along while I was caught up at work. Everyone, make sure to head over to David's channel, linked in the description below, and smash that subscribe button and give him the support that he does deserve. But before you do head over there, make sure to leave a like on this video if you have enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe down below as well if you do want more content like this, plus live previews, reviews, and the Tottenham Fan Voice podcast. David, have you any last words before we head off?
No, I'm just disappointed. We get on to Marcelo's super chat. I'm just upset, mate. It's all it is. Just disappointed, pissed off. We've no direction. I don't know. I need a couple of hours to think about it, to be honest. It's really upsetting. But big up, Marcelo. We really missed you today as well, buddy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, David. And Marcelo, no need to apologise for not being here. You're working. There's a lot more important things than watching Spurs at times. But thank you so much for the super chats. Says, hi, Matty and David. Sorry you couldn't be here. Don't let Spurs ruin your weekend. I know I'm not. I'm getting some Blue Moons and pizza plus UFC. Well, look, enjoy your pizza, Marcelo. Enjoy your UFC. It might be a rather enjoyable sport to watch, which we certainly haven't experienced in a while. But to the 200 people who are left here, to everybody who's tuned in over the last 3 or so hours, as I said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everyone who's come in with your super chats. Thank you for the likes, the comments, absolutely everything tonight. It is, as always, hugely appreciated. We're going to leave it there. Let's hope we have a much better watch along to look forward to on Thursday as Spurs head to Wolfsburger for the first leg of our round of 32 Europa League tie. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs. In Jose we trust.